Nancy Grove, ni versucht, Drum Bass, I bro, Guam, Gypsy Dope, Nancy Brew, Cyclone, Bicro, Don't get side, don't be Cova side, Macy Grove, Crave out, Macy Grove, Crave out, Pepsi Culture Play, Gone 7A, Macy Grove, Crave out, Macy Grove, Crave out, Glebe, Mentioning, Me Versuch, Bombs, Icon, Queen, Zetterbean, Stopey's Eye, Tom Bay, Bright Bomb, Tom Gas Eye, Domi Cova's Eye, Macy Grove, Crave out, Macy Grove, Crave out, Pepsi Culture Play, Gone 7A, Macy Grove, Crave out, Macy Grove, Crave out. Tom Gas Eye, Tommy Cova's Eye.
Maze Grow, Crave out. Maze Grow, Crave out. Supreme, 7A, Maze Grow, Crave out. Bota as duas, amores. Maze Grow, Crave out.
Macy Grove, Crave out.
Voltados, meus amores! Eita, será que acho que essa pega direito autoral? Esse vídeo não pode pegar direito autoral. Pera aí. Deixa eu botar aqui a músicazinha The Sims 2. Peraí, The Sims 2 playlist. Tem umas que não pega direito autoral The Sims 2. Essas que eu quero, viu? Tutti Monk. Ah, essa aqui não pega direito autoral, hein? Boa tarde, gente. Uma livezinha extraordinária. Vocês sabem que períodos de pacote novo. Ai, gente, esse meu bigode tá me deixando louco. Que ele tá entrando no meu nariz. E eu já parei esse negócio, ainda fica assim. Eu tô perturbadozinho. Ai, tô achando tão bonitinho. Olha que gatinho, obrigado, Kel Costa. Boa tarde, Kel. Boa tarde, Ambushi. Boa tarde, Maicins. Boa tarde, Kelly. Boa tarde, Oceane. Boa tarde, Nick. Boa tarde, Ingrid Mendes. Boa tarde, Rocky. A galera tá chegando. Boa tarde, Dedezinho. Você com o Dedezinho. A gente tinha travado com ele parado, né? Só aliás, ó. Gente, hoje uma live extraordinária no horário que não é nosso horário. Nosso horário é 18 horas da noite. E você pergunta, por que estamos abrindo live agora? Pelo amor de Deus, eu quero explicações, ligeiro. Calma que eu vou explicar. Hoje tem gameplay dos desenvolvedores do novo pacote de Sims 4, pé na cova. E a gente vai estar assistindo e reagindo aqui ao vivo. Vai começar daqui a 4 minutos e 40 segundos. E a gente vai barbarizar. Então vamos ver aí todas as coisas que vão vir. Não sei se eu vou mostrar tudo, né? Mas muita coisa que vai vir no novo pacote. Inclusive o pacote vai ser lançado no dia 31, hein? Para todos, para o grande público. Isso. É hoje que vamos descobrir a real do pacote. E amanhã é um dia especial. Eita, que amanhã é um dia especial. E você se pergunta, por que amanhã é um dia especial? Eu digo que é um dia especial, então fiquem ligadinhos no período da tarde, aqui no YouTubers, que tem um dia especial, tem um vídeo especial amanhã. Para você não ser, mas para mim, porque a gente vai ser... Olha, mãe, você é a sua mãe, pois então é especial para a sua mãe e para todos os outros, viu? Pois amanhã manda parabéns para ela. Então amanhã todo mundo ligadinho. E a nossa live de amanhã à noite também será uma live especial. Fiquem ligadinhos todos, porque amanhã é o dia. Então vamos embora já vamos ficar aqui aguardandinho. Falta 3 minutos e 20 pra começar. Vai começar! Ah, puta, obrigado. Eu vou fazer até uma... Como fala? Vou botar um layoutzinho. Layout não, vou fazer uma capinha mostrando, dizendo que amanhã é um dia especial. Vou fazer essa capinha aí, dizendo que é um dia especial. Boa tarde, meus amores, todo mundo que tá chegando. Aí é o seguinte, hoje à noite, 18 horas, vamos continuar com a Quiet Place, tá? Gente, peraí, tá, como é que tá acontecendo aqui? Eu acho que tá entrando aqui no nariz, aí por isso. Peraí, só um minutinho, gente. Ai! Tá entrando algum pelo do nariz e eu tô ficando louco. Era um pelinho, tu acha? Eu já tinha parado, mas um pelinho já fica pra você ver, né? Um pelo que gera todo um desconforto, né? E acho que isso quer dizer muito sobre a nossa vida também, né? Vamos refletir sobre pelos? No meio de tantos pelos, você conseguir remover todos. Aí você achou que tava tudo aí, mas tinha um pelo que tava lhe incomodando. E incomodava assim como se tivesse vários incomodando, né? Ou seja, às vezes é apenas uma fruta podre que não removeu e barbarizou tudo. Gostaram? Eita, que falta menos de 2 minutos. Ó, o double vinho. Boa tarde, Rosa. Que linda eres. Como você tá, amiga? O Rock voltou. Boa tarde, Fabi. Vamos ser do Fabi. Amanhã é meu primeiro dia de emprego novo. Olha aí, ó. Amanhã, que é o sexto. Amanhã é sexta, né? Inclusive, gente, hoje já teve vídeo The Sims 3. Hoje já teve Coral Islands. Hoje já teve shorts. Meu filho surge conteúdo, viu? Livezinha extra. Aí 4h30 eu vou levar o Charlie pro veterinário. Eu acho que essa live deve durar 1 hora, né? Porque por volta de 4 horas, 4h05, eu vou ter encerrando, porque aí é 4h30 lá, né? O veterinário, aí eu vou ter que ir. Eu vou ter que ir de Uber, porque tá sem carga em casa. Pois é, vou guardar os coletáveis tudo, viu, amiga? Tudo é dicas, né? Hello, Ali the Branch, how are you? Isso. E também você vai folgar de domingo. Ah, é da escala 6x1, amiga? Isso que é puxado, né? Tem até a Erika Hilton, né? Que ela barbariza aí pra tentar acabar. Será, gente, que vai acabar essa escala 6x1? Até aquele rapaz lá que foi o embaixador desse movimento, que é o VAT, né? Vida após o trabalho, né? Ele foi eleito, né? Ele foi eleito, acho que deputado, alguma coisa assim. Ó, esperamos que acabe, ó. Boa tarde, Jay Flash, como você tá, amiga? Tô aqui, mas só tô ouvindo. Ah, quando trabalho, tá certo, amiga, tá certo. Viu? Pois é. Ai, vai começar, 10 segundos. Ligeiro! Vem! É difícil, amiga. Boa noite, Kiki Aidia, como você tá? Boa tarde para Kiki Aidia. Boa tarde, Jay, vai começar. Boa tarde, Leti. Você que é do Leti.
Ghouls. I mean, Simmers. It is I, a Grim Turn. Definitely not anyone you've seen on these streams before. In my attempt to be Employee of the Month, because let's be real, it's grim. It's been grim for an eternity. I'm following his lead and keeping my identity a secret. But our guest today will be showing up in full force to lift the veil on the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Soon, Morgan and Jessica will join us to show you some of the gameplay. And then we'll be joined by Mercy and Mike
Eu com a minha fantasia do Halloween.
And lastly,
Boa tarde,
may
Adara,
the
como você tá,
desperate
amiga?
mind return from beyond to show you the world and some of the build by. Now, I've got some souls to reap. I do have a quota after all.
Temos almas pra barbarizar. Ah, lá vem, ó.
Sul, I'm
Sul,
Morgan.
Sul, I'm Jessica Kraft. I'm lead designer
Sou
on
Morgan.
Life and Death.
I was the producer. I forgot to tell everyone that.
Vou tentar fazer uma coisa
What am I
por
doing
cima,
here?
tá? Uma
Who are
tradução.
Yeah, that's who I am.
Amiga, nesse momento
so
não dá
we're
pra
here to show you
traduzir,
Life
eu
and Death
acho.
today, and we're pretty excited.
Yeah, thanks so
Oh,
much for joining us,
Gerard.
everybody.
Thank you. Okay,
É só quando
this
terminar
is
a live.
Ravenwood, our world. And we're going to tell you a little bit about our lot and our story we have going. We did some preparation so we could just dive in and show you where we're at with our features here.
Pra vou mostrar todas as
This
coisas, eles
is
fizeram
our
as
sim
preparações.
Summer and her daughter Poppy. This is Crow's Crossing in Ravenwood. And this is the house they live in.
I love the build we got for this.
Aí tem essa tal
I
da
do too.
Summer com a filha
This was
dela.
one of our pre-made houses. It's
Essa é uma
normally
das
empty,
casas que
but
já
we
foram
have dressed it
feitas,
up
né?
a little bit for the live stream. I love this story because you can move into this house and it's like the haunted, empty, rundown mansion, and I think that's just such a
Ah,
fun
que se você
story
quiser morar
for
nessa
this
casa, você
pack.
pode morar. Ela tinha uma casa
I
mal
love the holes in
assombrada,
the roof. Like, I think these add so much character.
abandonada.
Yeah, they work like our kind of like our solar panels, where you can just slot
Yep,
them
place
onto
them.
any slope. You can also put them on the floor.
And the gorgeous greenhouse.
I love the greenhouse windows. Like the
Gente,
holes
ficou
in
tão
it,
lindo,
and then the
né?
ones that are
Olha,
just normal.
essa greenhouse, eu quero fazer
I
uma
love the
greenhouse
picture of this.
assim.
Our director made me
Olha,
post,
porque
so
essas
it's
janelas aí dão muito
non-linear,
certo,
not
né?
Gothic.
Pra fazer uma greenhouse.
Yeah.
Greenhouse é
I want to call
estufa.
out too, starting off here, we do have all packs enabled, just so we can show some cool cross-pack stuff today.
Ah, eles estão com
this
todos os
hopscotch
pacotes.
thing right here is
Pra
cross-pack.
mostrar
I
a
have it
interação
down
dos
for
pacotes,
a little
né?
bit of a demonstration later, and I'll be trying to call that
isso
out whenever
tudo.
I'm showing off something that's
Eu amei a
cross-pack,
janela, ó.
versus just life and death or base game specific.
Tem traço
So,
novo de loja,
here
amiga.
we have
Tem
some
traço.
of our new cemetery objects.
I
Olha,
love the
olha,
swings. It's very not the
Yes.
pack I would expect like swings in.
There's
no.
2 swings in this pack.
Swings are
which-
creepy.
They are creepy.
Like, have you ever watched the intro for
Boa
any
tarde, Vivi, como
show,
você tá,
any
amiga?
television
Eu vou dando uma
shows? The swings
traduzidazinha,
are
viu,
creepy.
amiga?
I mean, that's true, yes.
Ela tá.
So starting off, I did some playing to set up this family. This is Summer Vernon, and this is her daughter Poppy. And
finish
once
off
upon a
Poppy.
time, Summer was married, but her husband, this is a picture of him, he met a tragic end. His name was Noel. I did kill him on purpose for this stream.
Scandalous.
I know. And she had a mother and a father once upon a time. Her father is buried out back right here. Maximus was his name. He
Love
loved
cheese.
cheese.
Tá,
Yes.
então a menina se chama
And
Summer,
then,
o marido dela
I was
faleceu, que é o
gonna try to get her
Noel.
mother to a point where she was old enough that she
E
might
o pai
die
dela
in
também já
her
tá
sleep in
morto
the
ali
bed on
atrás, ó.
stream.
É só o
But then
fantasma.
I accidentally caught her a fire.
You're like cursed. All your sins are destined to burn to death.
Yeah, and I just left it.
I love the scorch marks.
Ai,
It was a
pegou
big
fogo.
fire. The firefighter that came to try to save her also died, so I buried him in the backyard.
Chase Sprout.
Yep.
Was it
So-
strong enough to survive a fire started by Morgan? Accurate.
Yep,
Ó, esse aí é
it's
um
true.
das lápides
so I like that
novas.
he's just out here and back. But she is over here, and we're gonna do a funeral for her since she died
Ai, foi
technically
do
yesterday.
funeral, tá?
in
Aí,
game.
gente, são funerais.
I love all the little things you've entered on their urns.
Yeah, I love customizing my stories. There's actually a lot of stuff you can customize in this pack too, so we'll show that off. So yeah, this is Summer. Let's take a look at her traits just to get to know who she is.
Ah, bora
She's
ver
a
os traços
romantic
dela, ó.
sim,
Vai mostrar os traços
but there's a
novos.
few new traits here. So
Dois
Chase by
novos
Death, you wanna
traços,
tell me about
ó.
that one?
Yeah, this
Que é
is really
perseguido
exciting.
pela
This is
morte
kind of a challenge trait, but we've
e
never
ultra
really done one
macabros,
of
dois
these.
traços
So,
novos, é.
some players will know.
Boa tarde,
that if you
Babiquinha,
do
como você
something
tá,
that might
amiga?
kill your sim, like you get electrocuted, you usually get
Ih,
a
dá pra fazer um
warning
altarzinho pra
before it
cada
kills you. If you do it
um.
again, it kills you. Chased by death, you might not get that warning. You're living life on the edge. It's much more dangerous to be a chased by death sim. And because you're living life on the edge, you're more self-reflective, and it's going to grant you some special abilities that we'll see later on. And also, there's some interesting story moments I don't really want to spoil. Hopefully, we see one of them if you're chased by death sim.
Ah, tá.
It's
Esse
my new
traço faz com
favorite
que você
trait
esteja vivendo
because
assim,
I like the chaos of
no
of all
limite
this.
das
So
coisas,
I'm
quase
excited, and
morrendo.
I
Por
love
isso que
the
o nome do
story
traço é
moments. I think
Perseguido
those
pela
are
Morte.
really nice.
Então,
We
isso
also
faz você ser uma
have
pessoa
the
mais
macabre, which
reflexiva
is
em
just a
relação às coisas da
classic trait for this
vida.
pack.
Macabre
A
might be
seca ao redor da
another
casa é
trait,
linda, a
because I
cerquinha,
myself am
né?
a bit macabre, if you ever interacted
Boa
with
tarde,
me.
Fezinho, como você tá,
Sims
amigo?
on macabre are, they're not scared of death. They're more the type of Sims that will play with the idea of death. They enjoy the cult, they enjoy the morbid, they might like hanging out in a
Aí o
crypt,
traço
they might like
macabro,
the
eles não têm medo da
moonlight.
morte, eles
They're
gostam
just
daquela
kind
coisa
of
gótica,
Okay, and then
obscura,
Poppy has 2 traits. Ignore the really cool one here on the right.
mórbida.
Let's look at skeptical.
So skeptical is kind of the inverse of macabre in a lot of ways. Skeptical Sims, as you might expect.
Ah,
are
escéptico é a
skeptical
pessoa que é
of things
cética,
that are
né?
cults.
Só acredita
If you
vendo,
run into
né?
a cult as a skeptical
Boa tarde,
Sim, then
Flá! Boa tarde, Liveco! Boa tarde, Fezinho, tô que tá chegando. Sim, as bancadas da cozinha, né? Ó, ali, ó, são bonitas. Eita, Greenborn! Será que ela é filha da Dona Morte? Ó, Greenborn.
No, there's no way I could be a vampire. Vampires aren't real. It's an interesting story.
Yeah,
É,
that's my
escéptico, eu não
favorite story
acredito,
with it,
são
too.
pessoas céticas, né?
It pairs really well
Boa tarde,
with
Caroline!
Ghost, but if
Boa
you have
tarde,
those other expansion packs,
Gabs!
we definitely supported
Gameplay
those
dos
with this
desenvolvedores,
one.
gente,
Lot
das
of cross-stuff
desenvolvedoras.
here.
Da nova expansão.
And then down here, we also have the Grimborn trait on this
Ai, ó.
sim. What's the Grimborn trait?
Well, I
I
mean,
like this one. Might be my favorite trait. but
I
I don't
don't know all
know.
the traits. I think it's pretty self-explanatory how you might become a Grimborn Sim. Grimborn Sims have a very interesting birthmark if you want to show that off.
Yeah. Okay, so they all have this birthmark right here under their ear. It's scythe-shaped.
Yeah, and they'll also have an extended lifespan. And you want to talk about how you can pass it on a little bit?
Yeah, so if whenever Poppy grows up, she has her own kids, her kids will have a special trait that's called like the descendant of Grimm. So that doesn't offer the birthmark or the extended life, but it's really cool that it carries on for a few generations after even.
Yeah, I guess it's worth saying with life and death, you can have kids with Grimm now. I think.
Ai, então ela é
think
filha
that's
da Dona
very obvious.
Morte.
We
Olha aí, ó,
fixed the
você
base
fica
game
com uma marca
update where you
aqui.
can woohoo with
Que nem
Grimm
os
again,
vampiros, não
and then
fica,
with
né?
this pack, you can now try for baby with Grimm.
We know what you guys
So-
are about.
E com esse
Yeah.
pacote você pode ter filho com a Dona Morte,
I
claro.
remember when Sims 4 came out, I tried it, and so I'm really excited we finally can.
E se você vai poder
yeah.
encontrar a Dona
I think
Morte
a
assim
lot
no
of
meio da
people
rua, tá? A
probably
hora
are.
da Dona Morte. Mas eu acho que é só
let's
numa
see
das
here.
vizinhanças que
We
tem.
also have
São
another
três,
member
né?
of our family.
Bairros.
This is Mr. Chaos.
That's a great name. I should name my cat that.
Mr.
Mr.
Chaos, ó,
became a
o...
member. This
o
was like a
Corvus.
randomized name I chose. You can name it whatever you would like.
Ela botou um nome aleatório, você pode mudar o nome se
Let's go ahead and
quiser.
interact with them a little bit. This is the crow pet that you can have.
Yeah, it has interactions you might expect. Like you can feed it, you can clean its
Ah, você
perch,
pode...
you
é
can
só
talk to it.
socializar, é que
There's
nem
also
com os
fun
bichos
stuff,
do
you
Vida
can
Campastros,
show,
né?
like, you can teach
Ó.
it mimicry.
Beijo, amiga, vai lá,
If you're
bola,
a
bola, até
macabre
mais
sim, you can
tarde.
plot nefarious plans with it. You
Ó,
also
você pode
send it out to
socializar,
get
pode
things for you,
provocar.
give you gifts.
He's a wee bit angry
Provocando é um jeito que
Yeah.
tem
I
de
guess 'cause
morrer,
he's
né? Que é a
starving,
morte
so,
nova.
I hope I don't upset him.
I mean, if you're particularly bold, you can provoke it. I don't recommend that.
Ih, se
We're
dá pra
chased
invocar
by
ela
death,
também.
so I definitely don't want to like provoke him right now. Okay, there, he's fine now. Let's discuss our nefarious plans with which is a macabre interaction you can do with him.
Macabre.
I
É tão,
love it
é tão
whenever we add these
tudo
little
como fala.
critters.
Macabre.
I also like that you can give
Macabro.
gifts and receive gifts. If he had one on him, we could
Ah,
receive
dá um
one from him,
presentinho, ó.
which
Você
I
pode dar
think is
presentinho
pretty
pra ele, por aí, pro corvinho.
fun. I also love the teaching mimicry. That's another part.
Ah, eu vou
I
querer ter
really
esse
love about
corvinho. Em
this.
toda a casa minha agora eu quero ter esse
So,
corvo.
We also, just to show this off,
corvo.
we're on a hallowed ground slot trait. Do you want to tell me about the
Yeah.
new
Tá aí o
lot trait
traço
that
novo, ó.
comes?
A Rock
Makes
Amigão.
the lot more spooky.
Traço
essentially. So it
de
adds
lote
things like
novo.
flickering lights. You might see
On
a tree
hallowed
pop on
grounds,
randomly to
tá aí,
show
ó.
static.
Em
It's
sonhos
cold spots around
barbarizantes.
the house.
Hallowed.
You also see occasionally another world rift. I won't spoil what that does. This is also interesting because you can put on any lots, and it's different than haunted. It's not the same thing as haunted. You in fact have a haunted lot that's also on hallowed grounds and have a super spooky house.
The haunted lot is from the paranormal stuff pack.
Mhm.
So they work well together. If you have them both, they do different things. I like putting this one on a cemetery myself.
Oh yeah, it fits.
Ah, você pode botar isso no cemitério.
And then,
Então, ele dá
let's see.
uma vibe mais
let's
terror, mas
start
diz
the
que é
story. So, like I
diferente
said,
daquele traço que vem no
yesterday, Summer's
sobrenatural.
mother died.
Tragic.
Tem no sobrenatural, eu nem lembrava.
tragic. It was funny, but it was tragic. And then she also had written a will before she died. And so we have received our, oops, I don't know, I just did there. We have received our will in the mail, and I want us to open it up, read it, see what her mother said in her last
Ah, tá. Que a
testament
mãe
and
dela
will.
deixou a lista de
So-
desejos,
See a
não
lot
é?
of
Como é que
excitement over
chama?
wills. I think
O
they're gonna add a lot for
testamento.
generational
A mãe dela não
plans here.
morreu, né?
And then we're going to have Poppy come here too,
Are you gonna
because
read a
I'm
will
going
in
to
front
read
of
it
E
the
aí
in
ela
front of Poppy.
recebeu,
That's
olha
great.
um
So
marco
when you read a will
novo.
in front of a sim now, they'll react differently based on sort of their relationship
Tá,
with
e
that
ela vai
person
ler
or
o
their
testamento
traits.
na
I
frente dos
don't
outros
think Poppy was
sims.
super close with her grandma,
E
so
a
I'm not
reação
sure if
deles
she will or
depende da
not here, but we'll
ou
give it a
a
shot and see if she
reação
does.
deles
Let's talk about later
depende da
too. I'm sure
relação
everyone's
deles com a
curious,
pessoa
like
que
what
morreu.
that's actually like.
Mm-hmm. So you can see in our inventory, we also have
Tarot
some
cards.
tarot
I love
cards,
these.
which are beautiful, and we'll take
Ó,
a look
gente,
at
as cartinhas.
those.
Vai ser o novo
So let's go ahead and read
colecionável,
this
viu? Do
will out loud.
pacote. Você vai ter que encontrar as
The
cartinhas.
will of Marie Vernon. It has arrived. Heirloom, dear old
Tá, ela tá
grandfather
lendo,
clock
ó.
will be given to Summer. Preferred funeral activities, she
Dear,
listed them. She
heirloom é
doesn't care.
herança. Dear old grandfather
And I never
clock
did
will be
like
given to
cheese
Summer
as much as
Vernon.
Maximus. No cheese at my funeral will haunt you all. I wrote that. You can
Ah,
write whatever kind of a.
ai, porque. Eu vou pausando que é melhor, né? Porque não tem problema. É porque, assim, eu lembro que a gente viu no trailer que, assim, ó, a pessoa que vai morrer, ela vai fazer o testamento dela. E aí ela vai. E durante toda a sua vida, você pode interagir com os itens e colocar qual item você quer que seja herança. Aí você vai poder dedicar cada objeto para cada pessoa. Ah, eu quero que esse piano seja para fulano de tal quando eu morrer. E você ainda pode digitar um negocinho. Isso tudo a gente já viu nos trailers. É. Aí, quando a pessoa morre, vai receber a família que ficou vai receber o testamento no e-mail, nos correios. E aí tá ali, ó, dizendo, ó, a herança tal coisa vai para fulano de tal. Aí as atividades que essa pessoa que morreu quer que as pessoas façam no funeral dela, quer que eles liguem as luzes, que eles façam não sei o quê, entendeu? É. E tem uma anotação
Like a
pessoal ali, ó.
personalized message you'd like. So
Obrigada pelo
Yeah,
follow,
like, on the
Franciele,
live
seja
objects,
muito
we have the
bem-vinda.
ability
Boa
to
tarde pra
add customized
Franciele.
messages, which allow you to
Estamos
just
reagindo
tell, like,
ao
your own
trailer de
personal
gameplay da
stories,
nova expansão The Sims
in
4
a very
Pé na
unique way
Cova.
for
Seja muito
the
bem-vinda,
story
Fran.
you're setting, whatever the story you're setting is.
So this said that we received a heirloom here.
Ai, tá aí, ó, as
And it's in
heranças.
our household inventory, the dear old grandfather clock. You can see all of these actually say heirloom eligible.
Mhm.
We made it so a lot of objects, including cross-pack ones.
Yeah, it was
Tá,
kinda
ó,
hard
tem
to
muitos
identify
objetos que você
exactly,
pode colocar
what
pra ser
people want
herança,
at
entendeu?
heirlooms. We erred on the side of making most things heirloomable. If you don't want to see the heirloom interaction on everything, you can also turn that off in the options menu.
Which is really handy.
É, se
this
você
one
quiser
was the
desabilitar esse
heirloom
negócio de
object,
herança, você
and
pode
if I
desabilitar.
hover over it, you can see it says Marie Vernon's heirloom, given to Marie by her husband Maximus as a wedding present. That's another custom thing I
Yeah.
wrote in there to help
It's a
tell
simple
that
thing,
story.
like the ability to enter custom text, but I think it opens up a lot of avenues for just
Aí ali
telling
foi o que a
unique
pessoa
stories.
escreveu, ó.
So when you receive an heirloom, there's lots of things I can do with it here. You want to tell me about these?
Well, if you want to upset other family members, you might want to pawn it for quite a lot of simoleons. You also
it's
think
worth a lot.
you can think and reminisce about the original owner.
Ah, se você quiser vender
You
a
can call
herança, aí, ó,
Constance, which will
sentimento zero, né?
occasionally summon the ghost of that particular heirloom. Are you trying it?
I'm gonna see. We'll see what happens.
It's not
Ah,
100%,
você pode
so we'll see if it
chamar o
happens.
falecido,
Shows
gente.
up.
Olha, o fantasma. Você pode invocar ele, né?
Summoning successful.
Oh,
How nice of you
here
to
she
summon me.
comes.
Just stopping by to say hello.
Tá aí, ó. Olha aí,
Yeah,
vale. Então você
that's
pode
pretty fun.
chamar a
There she is,
pessoa,
there
a pessoa
she
que
is.
faleceu.
All right.
Ó, ela morreu
We can
pegando
also
fogo, por
make
isso tem
our
fogo
own
no meio dos
heirlooms.
peitos, né?
So both Summer and Poppy are pianists and love their piano. So we have this grand piano here. Let's go ahead and make this an heirloom.
As duas tocam piano.
So Summer will come on
Tanto a Summer como a
over.
filha. Ela vai fazer o quê? Vai tocar o piano?
And now,
Ah, vai colocar como herança,
when I
ó.
hover over it, it says Summer Vernon's
Faz
heirloom.
assim, ó.
So I can go into this heirloom category. I can make it worth more. I could
Aí
pass
você
it
clica em
on. I
herança.
could engrave a message. So something custom like
E
Summer
você bota a
and
mensagenzinha que você
Poppy
quiser, ó. Summer and Poppy, que é o nome dela e a
Played
filha dela, né?
piano when it would rain. And now I've got a
Tocava o
story
piano quando
associated
tava
with it. And
chovendo.
see, you have her picture, you have the little story.
I hope that you engraved on a
Ai,
plaque.
fica
I'm
escrito,
trying
já
to
sei tudo
imagine
isso, ó.
engraving something on a piano, and it kind of hurts me.
Like
Fica
a chisel out.
escritozinho.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just like the memory, the story that gets passed
Yeah.
down over generations.
do you want to pick?
Nossa,
who that
velho,
goes to?
nossa, pode ser muito
Yeah,
legal.
we can. So right now, Poppy's a little young for it to go to
Okay.
her. So that can go to other people
Ah, tá, porque coisa
I
é.
know.
Aí
So
você
I
passa
know
pra
3
quem você
other people
quiser,
right
ó.
now. I don't know
Aí, ó.
how I got in a romantic relationship with him, but it happened. So I can choose which
I'm not
things.
asking questions.
Não, é muito
asking
legal pra você estar na
questions.
sua gameplay. Aí, se
I
você
can
quiser
choose which one
botar
I might
qualquer
want
coisa
to
como
send it
herança, você
to, and
bota.
then it
E
will
você pode
create a
botar
role
uma
in my inventory,
mensagenzinha.
and it will
Como se
heirloom
tivesse
onto
algum
them.
sentimento,
So
uma
I'm
questão
not
de
going to at
geracional,
this
né?
point, but that is
Ah, isso é
something you can
tudo.
do.
Mesmo que você não
Let's
queira
go
passar depois pra
ahead
ninguém,
then and
sabe?
check
É.
out our soul's journey and our bucket list.
All right,
Ah,
so
tem a
that's super
jornada da
exciting
vida,
me
negócio da jornada da
as a
vida. Ó.
designer. So this is essentially a meta progression reward track for your Sims. So it's bigger than an aspiration. It's bigger than a
Ó,
lot.
essa jornada
It
da
kind of
vida
encapsulates
é
the whole
maior do
life
que a
of your Sim, their
aspiração.
journey through their
É algo
life. And
mais
as you do things
grandioso.
like complete bucket list goals, which we'll talk about in a second, or even complete things like aspirations, which will feed into this, you advance this track and unlock various things the further you get along. Eventually culminating in some bonuses for rebirth, which is a thing I know a lot of folks are excited about, and we'll talk about a little bit later.
So this section's
tá.
locked off to me because I'm not a ghost yet.
Yeah, that's your unfinished business. So if you die and become a ghost, your soul journey will
Ah,
transition
tá. E aí,
into becoming
essa
your
jornada da
unfinished
vida
business,
você
which
continua até quando
further
você
has
morrer.
things you can unlock.
Okay. Well, I've completed a lot of progress here. I'm not all the way to being able to experience
E aí, por exemplo, se
rebirth.
você tá vivo, você
So
pode fazer
I'm
só até
thinking,
tal
let's
parte.
get some goals and
O
figure out
resto
how
da
to
jornada
get
da
them.
Let's talk about
vida,
bucket list. Bucket list
você só
is
continua quando
really,
você
really
for
exciting.
fantasma, você
So
morrer.
bucket list is essentially
Que aí
major
são os
life
unfinished
goals
business.
for your Sims that
Gente, tem alguém
are
aí? Gente, o
assigned
chat tá tão
based on
calado.
things
Tá
like
tudo
their
bem?
traits, things like the life
Não é
they've
só pra eu
led,
saber. Eu sei que
people
às vezes
they
não tenho que
know.
falar. É só pra saber
They're
se,
much more
se vocês
dynamic
são eu.
and
Ah,
emergent
tá. É que eu fiquei
than
assustado.
say an
Valha.
aspiration.
Acho
An
que uns 5
aspiration
minutos
is
sem
more
ninguém falar
prescriptive,
nada.
where you say, this is the story I want to tell
Eu
this
acho que eu
Sim.
tivesse
This is the thing I
bugado.
want there to be.
É, da pressão atenção,
to
tá?
be
Sério, meus
their
amores,
goal.
desculpa, porque
Bucket
você sabe
list
que
is
eu
going to
sou
serve you up
carente, né?
things that fit who they are, but not aren't
Desculpa,
necessarily the
desculpa.
same
Pode
things every
custar
time. They'll be
3
different
dias,
for
meus
every
amores.
Sims. It adds a lot of replayability, and I
Vocês
find
me
the funnest thing
perdoam
of it
por
is
ser
it
assim,
gets me to do
carente.
some things that I don't normally do when I'm playing. Because I think
Definitely.
a lot of folks
Ó,
listen to their traits
concentrada,
and
tá
lock
certo
into
isso, amiga?
play patterns. I think this disrupts that in a
Pronto,
very
aí você
interesting
pega
way.
esse caderninho que é o bucket list,
So
que é o
she doesn't have
caderno.
any goals right now. They can populate based on your traits and who you are as a sim and kind of like what you've done in life.
Mhm.
So the other day I got one on her that was, I want to see a sim die, and I was like, that's really dark.
As
But
we all do. No, yeah.
she's macabre.
Yeah, it really fits for a character.
Yeah. But you
Okay.
also don't have to wait necessarily. You can also create your own. So you can do this on the computer or on the new journal object
Ah,
that we've
entendi.
added
Ó,
here.
pode ser que ali
There are
aqueles
some
objetivos do
extra
bucket
interactions on this
list
journal because we also have
pode
the parenthood
surgir
tab,
durante a sua vida.
but bucket list is here with
Mas
this
se você
tab.
quiser, você mesmo
And
pode
so the
escrever,
bucket list,
entendeu?
I can write a goal, write
No
the
caso,
perfect
o jogo,
goal,
né?
or write a goal from category.
Então, escrever um
So, right
objetivo,
goal
escrever
is
um
just going
objetivo
to let me
perfeito,
write a
ou de acordo com
random
uma
goal.
categoria.
But once again, it's going to pull into account my traits and who she is as a sim, and it's going to give us some goals based on that.
Every time we do this, I'm so curious.
E
what
aí,
this
esses
shows
objetivos,
up.
eles podem
It's
surgir
really
durante a
fun.
sua
This
vida
has all
baseado nos
packs
seus
too,
traços.
so it'll pull from our list of all packs.
Okay, let's go.
Mas
on
se você
unforgettable
quiser,
camping
você
trip.
pode
Okay, she wants
você
to go
mesmo
to Granite
colocar,
Falls, so
colocar
this
lá
is a
por
cross-pack
categoria, por
one.
exemplo. Aí,
I
ó.
can
haven't been to
appear.
Grand Falls
Forget a
in a
camping
minute.
trip.
So like,
Olha!
this is again an example of like it will drive you to do some things that
Ó, esse aqui
you
é,
might
é o
not have
cross
engaged with
com
for a
o
while. I think that's
pacote lá
really fun,
do
given the huge huge library of things we've done over the years.
ao ar
I agree
livre,
with
negócio do
that.
ar livre, aí,
This,
ó.
like, that's
Ela
what
quer
really
ir
made me love this
viajar pra
feature.
Granite
Was the
Falls,
stories
passar uns
that
dias em
helped
Granite
me
Falls.
tell.
Olha que tudo.
That like I wasn't necessarily thinking I wanted to tell, and then it would pop up, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that is a really fun thing to do."
Yeah.
So let's write something from a category. There's lots of categories here that you can pull
Tem as
from, and it'll
categorias,
give you
ó.
something
Eu quero
random
ficar
from that
ocupado, eu quero
category.
uma
Right.
festa, uma
This is my
aventura, eu quero
favorite way
sucesso,
to get a goal
uma ótima
personally.
família, eu quero criar, eu quero
So
viajar, eu quero
let's
alguma
see
coisa a
which
mais.
one.
Deixa muito mais
We
real.
could do. I want to adventure. So let's see. We'll get an adventure-based one here.
Adventure.
I guess this one was probably an adventure-based one, but
It depends on how memorable the camping trip is.
Ó, o primeiro ali, ó, que ela
Yeah.
quer ir viajar. Ah, aceitou tudo, assim.
so let's see
Isso
here. She's
daqui do
writing her
jornada da
goal.
vida não tem nada a ver com o negócio de Dona Morte nem nada,
She wants to
entendeu?
go on an
É
interstellar
algo que vai
adventure
poder
in
ter em qualquer
Batu.
gameplay,
Oh,
né?
fun.
That's another cross-pack one.
I want to go.
Okay. And then
Isso, quer ir pra
let's see
Batu.
here. We could also bucket list write the perfect goal.
Right. I also want to say you can scrap the bucket list and start over if you're feeling
Aí, se
like
você
that's
não
part of the
quiser,
money,
você
just
pode
so you know,
deletar, tá?
So, like, let's say we were
Você
feeling
não
that
gostou
way.
daquele objetivo, você manda ela scrap.
She's
Que aí
going
ela,
off to
ela
scrap it.
cancela e ela vai atrás de outro objetivo. Amiga, tem muita coisa pra fazer com os fantasmas
So we
também,
can write
com
the perfect
certeza.
goal. But perfect goal is not always available.
Yeah.
It is oftentimes grayed out with instructions on how you can unlock it. But the way you can write the perfect goal is if you are a chased by death sim, because they're always trying to like get the most out of life at every moment because they know death's just around the corner. If you've recently seen someone die, you did technically see your mother die
Yeah.
yesterday. Or if you've attended an Afterlife Anonymous festival.
Yeah, I mean, the
Ah,
thing
tá.
about here is we
Esse,
really are
essa
trying to
categoria,
guard the
escrever o
ability to
objetivo perfeito só pode vir de
specifically
três
prescribe what
maneiras.
goal you have, just
Se você
because
tiver o
we
traço
want you to
perseguido pela Dona
experiment more
Morte,
things. I
se
think
você
that the fun of the
presenciou uma
game is
pessoa
experiencing
morrendo,
the breadth
ou se
of
você tiver
content
participado de um
that you have.
festival que tem
Definitely.
lá no
So I'm choosing a
outro...
family one this time for her.
Festival aí que eu esqueci o nome.
That's the create a perfect goal, just to show how this is a little bit different whenever you do it this way.
Ai,
And some of these goals are a lot more nuanced than you might see in something like an aspiration, which is another thing I really like about them.
I like that they update with where you're at in life too. So like, I'd like to have another child is only there because she already has a
Ai, eu
child.
devia finalmente
So
casar.
if she hadn't had one, it would probably
Eu
just be
queria
I
toda
want to have a
criança.
child.
Yeah, the one I really like is I should
Eu
reconnect with my
devia
family before it's too
dizer aos
late.
meus pais
That's a
que eu
really
os amo.
poignant
Olha,
story,
tell a
a little
parent you
more
love
focused
them.
and much more
Olha que
nuanced than I think
tudo.
you might see from an aspiration.
Yeah, there's some really good stories you can tell with these.
Oh, that one's sweet.
Tell your children that you're proud of them.
Ah, então esse perfect
Yeah,
goal é
wanna
tipo
be
assim,
seen as a role
você escolhe
model.
exatamente
So her mother just
qual é o
died, and her
objetivo,
mother had
né?
written a will, and I think
Porque as outras
maybe
opções
Summer
é
is
você
feeling
botar
like
pra ela
I should
escrever o
also
objetivo e ele
write a
vai
will. So we're gonna
aleatoriamente.
do. I'd like to protect the future
Aí tem a
of my
opção de você escolher a
assets.
categoria,
And now,
Why? So
mas
you're chased by
aqui
death
você
sim?
escolhe
Yeah.
o objetivo
Definitely.
exato pra sua jornada da vida, entendeu?
and so she's going to go
Ah.
write her will. You can do this
Eu
at
gosto de
the
proteger
Family
o
Day
futuro dos meus
Festival.
assets.
One,
As
two, five.
assets é tipo
That,
as coisas que ela
happens
tem, né? Os
over
objetos,
here.
acho que é isso, né? Ou não?
You-
Assets.
whenever there's like a wills layer,
Complexo,
there's
é.
a little ghost swinging on that swing.
I'm
That's
telling you,
scary.
swings are creepy.
Olha, gente, aumenta dessa pracinha, olha.
You can also
Eu
go
amei a
here
cidade,
and
gente.
start
Eu
a
amei
will
a
on the city
cidade de
hall
um
in this
nível.
town. There's also
Olha,
a
gente, ali a
service in there
prefeitura.
also
Ó, você
to
pode
come and
começar o
help
seu
you.
testamento lá na
But we're just
prefeitura, ó, a
gonna do it on the
prefeitura.
computer here that I put on the kitchen table.
As one does.
As
Olha a
one
geladeria
does.
nova. Ela é linda,
start
nossa,
well.
eu fico apaixonada pra cidade.
So, she's speaking
Ah,
the
você
dead
pode
language with
começar
her
o
daughter
testamento
again.
também no seu
There's a
computador. E no
thanatology
celular
skill
também
that
parece.
ties in a bit with the Grim
E tem uma
Dreams
habilidade
added,
nova que é
but it's something that you can use
tanatologia,
as
né?
dead
Ó.
languages.
Ah, ela é até nível
There's a
5.
special soup you might be able to make. I won't talk too much about
E
it.
diz que ela pode fazer uma sopa especial.
I think
Com a
the
negócio da
speak dead
tecnologia, uma
language is
sopa
really
especial.
creepy and fun.
Thanatology means study of like deaf practices, by the way, if anyone's wondering.
Olha,
You can look that
objetivos.
word up.
Olha, dreams
She did
fulfilled.
just do this bucket list item, which actually fulfilled her whole bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, ó, ela completou
So,
todo a jornada da vida dela
she could be
enquanto
reborn
viva,
if
né?
she died. And this section is still waiting for whenever she's a ghost.
We'll talk more about rebirth later.
Ah, sim, tão bonitinho esses livros e
But
tudo,
we
né?
do
Ficou tão-
have the will of Summer Vernon and the will of Marie Vernon. So Summer has her own will now. Let's go ahead and show like what all you
Yeah,
can do.
update it.
Tá, é o
before we were
testamento
just
dela.
reading. So you can obviously clear your choices if you want to do that, if that's something you're interested in doing.
Ah,
You can also
Clear
click on your
all.
will and you can choose to do your heirlooms from there. So you already saw it from the object. You can also do it on the will itself.
ah, tá. E aí no seu
You can
testamento você
also
vai
click on update
decidir,
will
você pode
and
decidir
choose
quem vai ficar com
dependents, which is- This is really
cadeirança.
nice, I think. So I can choose her daughter Poppy. And if you had the cats or dogs expansion, you could also choose your cats or your
Ah,
dogs.
Yeah,
por
you
exemplo, se
choose
tem a
who they would go
criança e
to
o
if
pai
someone
morre,
Mhm.
aí
So
que
the
a
rest of
criança
this
era dependente do
household, like the other
pai.
adults in the
Aí
household
você
are
pode
gone.
escolher com
This
quem
is
a criança
where
vai
that sim would
ficar.
go to. So
Olha.
we're friends with the Spectre family here, so let's just choose them. The Poppy can go live with them if something were to happen
Aí a
to
criança vai,
Summer.
você escolhe com quem a
General
criança vai
gameplay
ficar.
is
Gente,
the
que todas essas
focus
coisas,
of
né?
our efforts in this pack.
Que são coisas
You can
reais,
also
né?
do simoleons.
Às vezes vai morar com os
So you can choose a
avós.
percentage. So I want 40% to go to charity or another household.
Hum.
So let's just say another household, and then
Aí você pode decidir quando você vai dar da sua fortuna. Você quer dar
and then you
100%
can go back
para
in and choose the
o pessoal da
remaining
sua
percentage
casa.
to go elsewhere
Você
if
quer
you
dar
wanted.
para
You
caridade.
can
Você
also do
decide.
sim remains. So funeral activities. If Summer dies, these are what funeral would what
Ah, tá.
what
Aí
Summer
aqui
would
é
like to
quais
have at her
atividades ela
funeral.
gostaria que
All
as
of them.
pessoas fizessem
All
no
of
funeral
them. She
dela.
wants it all.
Ela quer todos,
So-
ó. Aí você escolhe quais atividades o
And
pessoal que vai
then
fazer o funeral
Sim
dela, né?
remains, you can also
Vai
choose
fazer.
what sort of
Bem mais
engraved sim or urn you would
imersivo, que
like.
não tem mil.
The first time I
Pois
heard of
é,
this, I
bugs
was
na
so surprised. I did
interface,
not
é, que é
realize we had
bem
this
a
many
cara,
ghost
é.
urns.
Os
This
outros
is
ficaram
with
mais
This is
realistas.
with all of our packs on right now. So you can see
Ó,
if
aí,
you have
ó.
island living, you also have the mermaid urn. Or if you have Gets Work,
A
you
gente
also
já
have
tava
the
vendo, foi
alien
anteontem,
urn.
né?
So
E
some of
aí,
these,
com o
this one's from
pacote,
Horse
ó, tem
Ranch.
novas
So
opções
some of
de
these are from Cross
lápis.
Pack.
Aquela ali pra
This
mim é a
one's a
mais
new
linda
one
que
with
tem,
this
ó.
pack. This
Essa
one is
bem
a
aqui
new
pra mim é a
one with
mais
this
linda.
pack.
A do lado do Reino da
This one
Magia.
is
Essa.
this one's the base game one.
É do base
So
game?
these ones are new ones
Vale,
with
não
this
sabia
pack.
não que era
So
do base
that's
game.
definitely gonna be fun to explore when this
Por
comes
eu acho ela
out. But
linda, linda,
yeah,
linda, linda,
with all
linda.
packs, there's a ton of them.
Você viu que o da série
I'm
também
gonna
é lindo,
pick
lindo, lindo.
this one, which is new with this pack. It's like the little
It's a
crow.
raven, right? Or a crow.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I think it's very macabre too, so it'll really
É, very
suit
macabre.
her well.
Macabre. Acho tão
And
bonita.
then
It's very
let's leave a
macabre.
personal note. So set a motion.
Ah, e
Can I
ela
explain
pode
how
leave
this
um
works?
personal
this is how you
note,
tell
né?
a story of,
Ela,
like,
o que ela,
family
ela
members
deixou uma
are super upset by the
mensagenzinha pra quem
outcome of the
ficou.
will, so you can set
E aí
angry,
pode
but you
colocar
wanna
qual vai
have,
ser o
like, a
tipo
more
de
gentle,
emoção
like, final message for
que
us, so you can
ela
set,
estava, né, quando ela
you can set
escreveu.
funny, and you can write your own little
E
story,
é
what the will
escrever
says.
uma nota pessoal. Eu adoro quando tem essas coisas de você escrever. Por
So
isso que
you're gonna
quando.
be like, I leave you
Lembra quando a gente fez
nothing,
gameplay de
nothing,
escrever
and it's gonna
livro e
make them all
tal?
angry.
Eu sempre botava uma coisa
Whenever you
anotada, né,
read
no
it,
livro,
it
porque eu
does kind
gosto
of
disso, que eu
also
acho que
take
dá
into
muito
account
mais
their
personalidade pra sua
traits and how they
gameplay.
felt about you and like
O da
so if
série é
they're
lindo, é.
materialistic and you leave them no heirlooms or it goes to someone else, they're more likely to be mad.
Yeah.
And if they're generous, and even if you said mean, they're probably like, it's okay. You
Yeah,
know?
there's a lot of nuance here. We tried
Olha aí, ó, se
one
você, por
nuance
exemplo,
death in
foi e não
general.
deixou sua herança pra uma pessoa
Definitely.
tal lá, a pessoa
You
pode
might
ficar
see
com
it at
ódio,
some
viu?
point, through this playthrough, but we've done things like there's different reactions to death now. Traditionally in The Sims, it's been a little bit one note where everyone is just bawling their eyes out. Now, if you see a Sim die, there's gonna be a variety of reactions. Some will bawl their eyes out, but some might just stoically kind of sniffle a little bit, hold it together.
The reactions are part of the base game update, so they should be in. And then the actual mourning, the way you can mourn, that is part of this expansion. And I think I actually cleared away the mourning or the sadness she had from her mother
Ah,
dying, just so
tá,
she
é o
wouldn't be very
luto,
sad this
né?
whole live stream. But I left it on Poppy, and as you can see, Poppy is still going through that initial loss period, and we'll see if she develops a type of grief once she's gone through that.
Yeah.
So you don't always
Grief,
develop
né?
a grief style.
So grief, I'll just talk about it now in case we don't see it, but
Yeah.
there's
Porque tem tipos diferentes de luto, né? Então, cada pessoa, quando perder alguém, perder uma familiar, perder um peste, uma coisa assim, a pessoa pode entrar ou não no luto. E o luto tem, são 4 tipos de lutos que tem. É. Parece a Wandinha, é.
If you're macabre, you're more likely to be able to hold it together.
Yeah, and I love that there's a lot of different ways you can solve for your grief too. You don't just have to solve it one or two ways.
Yeah,
Tá, e tem várias maneiras que você pode resolver o luto, né, da pessoa.
Hobbies like cooking or I believe planting things.
Fazer
Kinda like the
hobbies,
painting
fazer
one.
plantar
Yeah.
uma coisa.
So we have
Cozinhar.
work tomorrow. I am in the Reaper career at level 9.
Ah, ela tá na carreira da Dona Moça. Olha aí,
Summer
ó.
is a pretty experienced Reaper. And
Tá no nível 9 já.
is going to go to work in 5 hours. So while we wait, I was thinking maybe we check out the Ghost Historian Aspiration here.
This is a really fun aspiration. I think this
Definitely.
is one of the first times we've added some gameplay from an aspiration.
Tá, ó, essa
So,
aspiração é a
if you
primeira
like
vez que eles
story, we
acrescentaram uma
actually unlocked the ability to
gameplay
write a horror novel, which
na
I was kinda shocked
aspiração,
we didn't
entendeu?
already have the ability to write a horror novel, but now you do.
É, esse
That's the
pocinho
story.
brilhante aí é tipo pra fazer, você
It's
fazer
the idea of,
desejos, né?
you know, you're researching the cult and
Fazer,
just writing
desejar.
about it.
Acho que é como os
There's
outros
some
poços
fun,
mesmo, amiguinho.
animations, like as you check out these goals,
É que ela não
someone
clicou
pull out a little
ainda.
scratch pad and like write down her findings.
Yeah. I love that. It feels very narrative to me. And this is sort of like telling the story of somebody who's like learning about ghosts and trying to find everything out about them. So I've already made a lot of progress here. And next step is make contact with Edith. This is Edith.
Essa
a scary
menininha aí
ghost
que
girl.
apareceu no
She's
trailer.
terrifying. She haunts the well
Isso
of
do luto,
long
eu acho que esse
bread,
negócio do luto
which you
vai ser
can
que nem
come
aquele
here
negócio
to
quando
make
você fica
wishes
muito,
on,
muito
but
trabalhando
if you-
muito. Tá aí, ó, o
if you,
desejo, ó.
like attempt communication, you can get
Sucesso
her
na
mark, which
carreira.
will make your
Quando você
own
trabalha
words
muito e
better.
fica exausto,
But
eu
also,
acho que vai ser
she's
tipo isso.
terrifying,
E você vai ter que
and
fazer
sometimes she makes you
certas
pass
coisas pra
out,
poder
and
passar, né?
sometimes
Eu acho, mas não
We'll
tem
see how this goes.
We'll see how this goes.
There's a lot of gameplay here. She likes kids more. So kids are more likely to
She's just so scary.
Ó, fazer contato com a Edith.
inspired by.
Oh
Oh
no!
no!
Oh, Cova. Yeah, run.
Run.
Yep, she's
Ah,
definitely
completou.
not ready to talk. Okay.
Isso, ela
well, at least
conseguiu
we didn't
correr.
pass out.
Well, you tried.
We
Yeah,
tried.
you completed your aspiration goal. So.
I did meet her. I have met her.
And I
Let's get
booked
out
about
of
it.
here.
Ah, eu escrevi um livro de terror
So,
e ganhar
yeah, now I
royalties.
can write a horror
Ah,
book.
tem
I
uma
would love the
linhagem
ability
meio
to do
parecida com
that.
de
And
escritora,
that's,
né? Ó.
That's very exciting to me, I think.
Essa
So,
aspiração, né? Ó.
and we've got work
Boa
in a
tarde,
few
Thaís, amiga!
hours. So let's
Como
go
você
ahead and go
tá?
home.
Ô, amiga,
hours,
mostrou o
it
negócio
says.
do sistema de
We can do a little
heranças.
tour of the neighborhood while we wait for that.
Mas
So, this
teve mais,
is
vai mostrar ainda
An area
funeral,
where we
a
have
cidade
the
ainda vai
Family Day
mostrar algumas coisas
Festival.
mais.
Up here we have a celebration of Life Festival. There's this little playground.
Tá aí, ó, aqui tem onde tem os
Where
festivais.
these
Boa tarde,
factors hang out
Mamacita!
around
A música do
from
Mamacita!
And
Foi
I
mais
love
o
your
sistema
little
de
stories.
heranças
These
que falou
stories, they're
mais,
so cute.
yeah, they
Como
are
vai funcionar
everywhere,
você
but
fazer
they
o
definitely have a little
testamento?
kidsy area.
Você vai escolher para quem você vai passar as
Sometimes the
heranças,
swing
quanto
swings
de
on
a
its
porcentagem
own,
de dinheiro,
and
se vai
it's
para
very
caridade ou se vai
scary.
para alguém que vai ficar.
Again, like,
Uma
I
criança
posted
que
the
perdeu
image
o
on the
pai,
screen,
você decide
like,
no seu
swinging
testamento
on its own at
quem vai
night,
ficar cuidando da
doing various
criança, que a
things I
criança vai
watched as a
morar com essa
kid.
outra pessoa.
Yeah, I may not do it, so
É, a cidade
we'll
meio
move on, but
vazia.
it's creepy when it does.
É, eu acho que esse negócio
This
de
is
cidade
Moppy the
vazia é uma
Goat.
coisa que
This beautiful
realmente desse
statue. I love
quarto
this
não tem
one
mais
with
jeito
the
não, viu?
statue
Todas as
fountain.
cidades em
Heavy
vaziozinho.
goat motif.
This is our
Mas aí
city
tem uns
hall,
festivais
so
naquela
you can read a
pracinha,
billboard
né?
about or use
Eu
the
amei a
amenities to help
prefeitura.
your
Ó, a
needs.
prefeitura,
You can
ó.
start a will here. You can use this to focus on the different areas around the area if you're wanting to find like where all
Yeah,
the
this
points
is
Ó, aí
are.
você pode
probably
clicar nela para você ir para
added,
áreas
sometimes it's hard to
diferentes
find
da
things in the world, especially
cidade
you don't know what you're
ou
looking
para
for.
aprender
Use
sobre os
this, try to just
festivais,
move the
entendeu?
camera over to make where you
Nessa
see that.
vizinhança aí
You
que
can
ela tá,
also
são 3
read
vizinhanças.
ancient
Nessa
archives,
vizinhança
go in there
tem
and have
3
some fun
festivais que
story
acontecem
moments.
I love our
aí.
metro moments.
Aí você pode ó,
There
ler
are these
arquivos
houses
antigos, você
looks
pode
like
usar o
there's a
banheiro da
party going on
There's
prefeitura.
like a
inside.
rave going on there, or ghosts.
If you're a ghost, you can go in there and infest them. And if
Ah, aí
you're
tem
a normal
duas
thing, you can
casas
go
mal
cleanse them.
assombradas que você pode explorar, tá?
Oh, that's
Ou
not the
fazer
one.
uma
These
linhagem
two
de
right here.
festação
They're like the twin
fantasmagórica.
haunted houses here
Tá aí, ó,
in the
duas
neighborhood
casas
you can
mal
go
assombradas que
explore.
você pode
This is one of our,
explorar. É
starter
rabbit hole,
homes
mas
that
é uma
you can
coisinha
live
legal,
in.
né?
Up here is a starter plus, so 3 Sims can move in as a starter home.
Vários
And then over here we
papelõezinhos
have
que a
the
gente
Spectre
chama.
family.
Amiga, sabe que eu
You've
tava
seen
pensando
pop up in
nisso? Se não
menus a
tem
few
mod
times. This is
que
where
deixa mais
they live,
povoado.
and,
Que nem no The Sims
I'm not
3
sure
tem,
we'll
que eu
get to see
uso,
it today,
inclusive, né?
but there's a very creepy basement in this
We'll see how much
house.
time we have.
Ó,
I
essa
love
casa
the
tem
neighborhood, that's beautiful.
porão
This
assustador.
is the crypt that you can explore.
Aí
You
tem a
can nap
cripta
in,
que
you
você
can use
também
it to
pode
join the
explorar, você pode
Undertaker
dormir
career,
na
which we haven't
cripta,
talked
pode
about.
fazer oba-oba na
So,
cripta.
Undertaker
E
career
pode
is
entrar
the
na
new
carreira de
career that you can
funerário,
be a
as de
funeral
funerário, né?
director
Você
or
pode entrar por aí
mortician
também.
in. It's more realistic and it's more
Papelões,
classic rabbit hole
belos
style career
papelões.
versus the Reaper one, which is an active
Olha, e lá
profession.
vai
You
ela
go
pra
in
carreira
and
de
do
Green
work.
Reaper
You also can
dela.
woohoo in it. Just thought I'd get that out of the way.
You
Sei
can
que ela tá no
definitely
nível
woohoo in
9
this
já.
script as well. We've added a few places you can woohoo in this pack.
Favorite macabre.
So there's
Mysteries
this.
macabre.
We added back where we added in coffins, so you can woohoo in a coffin.
Who's that fellow?
This fellow is the mysterious merchant.
Ah, esse é o
So, he has
mercador
some
misterioso.
special attractions on him.
Definitely not
Que
shady.
dá pra comprar coisa e vender
He
coisa
isn't
pra
shady.
ele.
You wanna talk about him?
Well, you
Olha.
can purchase an air
Take a
quotes,
chance, a mysterious
authentic
item.
pre-made
Essa é
will
uma
from
mysterious
him, but
item.
that's
Doesn't sound like that's
totally
gonna go
legit.
bad.
Ah, é esse negócio das
You can
essências, ó, presta atenção,
also,
peraí.
just purchase wares. He has some souls you can buy, and I use it to help me meet my quota at work.
Very trustworthy.
Yeah.
Warriors,
And then
Warriors.
if you're a ghost and you've created fear or goodwill essence, you can also use that to sell them. So it's a way you can earn money.
É assim, ó,
while
lembra que os
hunting as a
fantasmas,
ghost.
eles não vão ter poderes?
So,
Habilidades
he's
que eles vão
pretty
ganhar?
cool and interesting.
Existem habilidades do
Good luck
bem e
if he
habilidades
makes
do
your
mal.
will.
Cada vez que você
Something
usa
bad.
essa habilidade, você vai ganhando essências.
And we
Essências do
have
bem e
work
essências
here
do
in
mal.
12 minutes, so that's
Essas
just
essências
perfect
você pode
timing.
vender para
This
esse
is our
mercador e
cemetery,
ganhar dinheiro,
but
entendeu?
these can be placed, this is a new
Eu não- agora eu não
venue
sei
type
se é
that
só
can be
para
placed
isso, ou se
in
ela serve
any
para outra
world,
coisa.
any lot,
Mas
you'd
dá
like
para
to
você
bring
vender
into
para esse
one.
mercador.
But this one's beautiful.
Quando você for fantasma, né? E usar as habilidades.
So,
E aí o
let's
traço,
go
ó,
to work.
cemitério, novo tipo
Death
de
calls. It's time
lote.
for Summer to head to work. Care to join her?
Lá
Or should
vai
Summer be
ela.
alone?
Join.
We should join.
I
Ih,
keep
lá vai
joking that
ela.
Morgan is going to click on send alone by accident when she says end the stream.
Ó, vamos
Yeah.
conhecer a carreira
That could
ativa, quem já tá legal.
So
Até que
his
enfim, amigo,
career,
cemitério, a armaria, né? Uma coisa que
we,
eles são no jogo
is
base,
an
mulher, do
active
The
one we're
Sims
playing,
3.
and I'm a level 9. And at level 9,
Level
it's
nine.
definitely like a different type of gameplay than you will experience at level 1. So it really progresses as you level
Olha, ela
up.
disse que ela
and
tá
then
no
day
level
to day.
9, né, da
Yeah,
carreira,
we haven't
e
done
diz
an
que é uma
upgrade in a
gameplay
minute.
diferente de quando você tá no início da
Really, we just
carreira,
want-
porque
we've
você já
really
progrediu,
tried to
né?
make it so each day has a lot of unique activities that
Olha,
as
você
you
escutou
progress
da
through
Dona
the
Moça ali,
year,
a
there's new
boss.
events, new things being thrown at you.
Amiga, eu tô
And,
animadíssima pra
this
esse
one's a lot of
pacote.
fun.
Está
It's definitely keep
hypada,
coming back this
amiga.
one. You can see a variety of interesting events unfold.
Fan
I also just
Festival.
love the build of
Festival,
the
olha,
Headless
outro.
Quarters. Like, it's such an ominous place. But it's
Olha,
kinda
tá
like
aí, gente. Só que nem a linhagem do Rei da
charming in a very
Magia,
tongue-in-cheek way.
que
It
nem a
feels almost
linhagem
like
do
a creepy office job.
hospital,
It
né?
does.
Que é uma
I
cidade
love
que
this
você
a
só
lot.
tem
I love,
acesso quando
the
você tá no
workplace
rolê, né?
motivational posters, you know?
It's all grim.
This is Grimm's desk. This
Ah,
is
é, aqui é o
the reward you get
escritório
if you meet your
da
soul
Dona
quota.
Morte.
You can see, obviously, your boss is Grimm. who
Olha,
Summer
você
is-
pode
is
pegar ali
romantic with.
recompensas
Scandalous.
quando você
Scandalous.
completa as missões,
This
né?
is Grimm's
Olha, achei
personal
tudo.
pro.
Um cemitério de pés lá no
And then
mundo.
downstairs,
Ah, é verdade.
we have
É verdade,
my
amigo. Vai
favorite
dar.
motivational
Estou.
poster, which is
Employee of the month.
Employee
It's
of the
grim.
month.
It's always
just
grim.
Ali é o dummy.
There's this dummy. You can go over here. You can practice your reaping
This
on.
dummy. Ó, que
There
você
are these
pratica o
scrying
seu
things,
ceifar, né?
scrying bowls.
Que é
I
a,
love the
a,
gnome.
a ceifação,
It's so
a
cool.
ceifadeira.
So yeah, let's go ahead and start doing our work for the day.
Pronto, vamos começar a
our
fazer nosso
first
trabalho do
objective here
dia,
is to
né?
scry for an assignment.
Primeiro
So
objetivo
let's go on
é...
down here and scry for an
What's a
assignment.
scrying mole got for us?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out what is going to happen today.
Scry for
because you never
assignment,
know.
acho que ela vai ver, buscar uma
I
tarefa,
have
né? Não sei o que é
hopes and dreams on
scry.
which one we'll get, but we'll see.
Qual
I like
tarefa
the
que ela
one
vai
where
ter
you
pro
get to
dia,
choose
né?
if you reap
Aí
them or
usa
not.
Oh
pincel.
yeah, some of them they'll plead for their life, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to go through with it.
É.
Okay, a crisis call is coming in. Sims with a sweet tooth have been tricked by a
crisis
mischievous
call is
cow
coming in.
plant. Be ready to reap a few Sims that have gotten their just desserts.
Oh, fun! Yeah, so there's a bunch of different events. I think another one is there's a comedy club where comedians.
Ah,
play
e foi algum
drunk,
bafão que
so
aconteceu
funny,
com,
it knocked them all
com, planta,
dead.
com a planta
Yeah,
vaca,
So,
o povo
you'll have
morreu.
different challenges like this you'll go to.
Sometimes there's like portals will open up everywhere and you'll have to close them and like prepare the soul like portal over here, but we're gonna apparently a cow plant has gone wild. So let's go.
Aparentemente uma planta vaca
Let's
ficou
travel
selvagem e
there.
matou o povo
So,
tudo.
would I like to travel? Yes.
Ai, você viaja,
Let's see
ó.
what's happened.
Viajar para o local, né, ó, é. Não mostraram o CAS. Mas parece que já saiu, amiga, viu?
Haven't
É
gotten
os
this
itens
one
do
in a while.
CAS. Lá no Sims Community tem, eu vi.
But I love a good cow plant.
Demorou 2014 pra
Let's
fazer o
freak
nosso
me out.
cemitério no jogo. Sem querer
I know I
dizer,
already told this. Like carnivorous plants creep me out.
So I think this is
Verdade.
Brindleton Bay.
No básico 3 já
this is
tinha, né?
that cow plant.
Boa tarde, Ana Luísa, como você tá,
Yeah,
amiga?
got him.
Fala da mulher chassi.
Okay, let's go investigate just to prove that it was the cow plant on these.
Investigar a
Sims.
causa da
Honestly, I don't know, If I
morte.
saw a cow plant in real life, I would run or get a flamethrower.
Mulher assassina da dona da
Come
cara.
over here.
Acho que vai ser sempre um NPC aleatório que vai estar morto, né? Duvido que vão colocar. Ah, sim, acho que são aleatórios,
so she's gonna do
amiga.
some investigating and make sure that
Também
that is what
acho.
is going on in this situation.
And a lot of the gameplay of the day-to-day of the Reaper career is to try and make the preparations to do the perfect soul taking, or the perfect reap, if you will.
Ah, pronto. A
And
carreira
there'll be
da
things
Dona
like you can
Morte
perform
é
site
basicamente
maintenance, you do
você
some research on the
preparar
target, you can
o
analyze
corpo
death
para
trends,
que ele
and
tenha
all
uma
preparations
passagem
that
perfeita.
will
Passagem,
try and pick
no
the
caso,
soul.
So will these
morrer
ever
e
be
coisar
Sims
o...
I've played here?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this. Sometimes you might
Ah,
actually
ela vai
see
anotando
Sims that
as
you
coisas, ó,
know
dos
that
corpos, né, ó.
are
É quase um
potentially dying,
detetive, né, ó.
but you will always have the chance to spare them if they're a sim
É.
from your playthrough. So it's
Eu
not
queria o
gonna,
PC
like,
dela que a tela de carregamento passa em 5
So
segundos,
these are
não.
like randomly generated ones that we have here.
É,
that
vou
have
por isso,
died, not
detetive,
ones that
investigando,
matter to
né?
players,
Yeah.
But in the events where you get to say yes or no, those are the
Sim,
ones.
os lotes estão bem decorados,
I
sabe? Eu
always-
também
I always
achei.
read them
Tem uns
'cause I have
lotes
a
bem
quota to
lindos.
make.
As
I think it's
casas
fun
são a coisa
to
mais
just lean
linda.
into it. I
Teve
think, like,
creator
with
que foi
this pack,
chamado,
I
viu?
know this
Pra
has
criar, por
featured
isso que tem umas
to
casas
let Sims die.
belíssimas.
With this pack, really, we've leaned into
Alguns
making it
creators foram
less
chamados
punishing
para
to
criar
die,
casas.
and also more exciting. Like there's a lot more you can do with death now.
So we're almost there. She's taking a while.
There's a lot of bodies here.
É, ela tá demorando um pouco, a outra,
she's
porque
going
tem
to
muito
determine
corpo aqui pra ela
the cause of
investigar. Ó, Great Foreign Summer has investigated the Simmons surrounding... Pronto, agora determinar a causa da
Confidently
morte.
prescribe it. The death was caused by cow plant devourment. falsified cake.
Ai, aí ela pega o
Betrayal.
tablet que nem a dona
I
Moça.
mean, I feel like the conclusion was obvious here. That the
É, eu
Tata
acho que a
was like,
conclusão
"I
era
guess we have
óbvia,
to
né,
prove
mulher?
the
Porque o
beyond
chamado
shadow
foi
of
por
doubt."
conta da
I
planta
think another thing I
vaca
love
da
about this
mulher.
career is the text. Like, it's just very tongue in cheek, and everything that happens, I'm always laughing at it. Like, I love that
Aí, ó.
personally. So we are collecting souls.
You
and
do a
collecting-
fancier
Tá
collection
coletando
than
as
that.
We'll do a
almas.
flamboyant one.
Oh, did
Aí
you
você pode
fail?
escolher como você
Oh,
quer
yeah, I did
coletar
just fail.
a alma.
I didn't prepare enough going in.
Ixi, não deu
Okay,
certo.
let's collect it carefully this time.
Sim, a geladeira é linda, ela tem tipo um vidrinho, né, que mostra as
Some
coisas
level 9
dentro, né?
Reaper you
ó.
are.
I know.
É uma
Let's
coisa meio
collect like
investigação, eu gostei também, viu?
Oh, fancy.
Oh, fancy.
E é como ela... Valha, mudou
Okay.
a cor do
I
negócio.
like these ones because this gives me so many souls for
It's a
my
very
quota
profitable
this week.
day, yeah.
É um dia bem lucrativo pra ela, várias almas.
All right.
Boa
we
tarde,
can
Radri,
go.
como você tá, amiga?
So let's go ahead and return to the office.
Pronto,
then.
voltar pro escritório. Você clica nela, ela pode voltar, né? ó.
Sometimes if like somebody was like asking you not to read
Ai,
them,
gente,
you have
ó,
to
a
console
Melinha, porque essa
them
profissão
and,
de fazer
go
com a
around.
Melinha,
You
tá?
can sometimes ask the
E aí
Ernst
eu
for a
acho
review,
que, inclusive,
which I think
vai
is
ter
hilarious.
You
episódios
can't
de Amelinha
spare them. I
extra.
never do.
Porque
I
eu
do
tô
a good
doido
job.
pra ver essa
So now
profissão.
we are going to release all our souls.
Então,
So let's go ahead and do that.
vai
Sim,
ter
tem que
episódio
ficar
extra, viu? De Amelinha.
Yes.
And I did
Uma vibe
not
meio
know
policial,
you could
investigativa,
use
né?
so much
ó.
Wayland for this until you told me
Ai,
about
tá,
that.
e aí ela
And
bota
I was
as
fun.
almas, ó.
Yeah,
Porque
whenever
como
you
ela vai
have
ter
a
esse
soul in
momento
your
de
inventory, you can
focar na
go release it,
profissão,
and
eu vou querer
I've got a
barbarizar.
photo to make.
A Amelinha, aquilo, mas a Amelinha não
I
pode
guess if you're
ter...
like a very generous
Pois é,
person,
amiga,
you
mas
can
aí ela
take
vai
people's
ter, vai
souls
estar
and go to
tendo,
Wayland and
amiga.
take those souls instead.
Eu quero
Ela
muito, que é
fica
muito a cara
Yeah,
dela.
so there's some other fun interactions around here you can do. So
Amiga,
we
eu tô
could
ouvindo
go-
essa, você tá
we could go
mostrando a
practice
profissão
our reaping,
nova, um
but
negócio de sistema
it's
de
asking us to
herança.
analyze our death
Vocês
trends.
passam o
So let's go ahead and
pano.
analyze some death trends here on the computer.
A gente podia fazer assim, tipo assim,
And
o
this
dinheiro
is
que ela
like the
fosse
tongue-in-cheek
ganhando,
office job style version.
meio que eu tirava uma porcentagem.
But I think
Podia
there's
fazer
some
assim,
like really
não.
fun story moments that come with these.
Pois
so
é, mas
I
daí pode
enjoy
fazer
doing
assim,
them.
ó. Por exemplo, ela ganhou o
There's
salário
more to life.
dela.
Oh,
my
the
Aí
puns.
eu tiro uma
That's
porcentagem
saying
e a
that
gente fala
death
que é
on
porque ela deu
Killam
pra
is
Dona
not trending
Morte.
as high as it could be.
Porque a Dona
This
Morte
gives
contratou
someone an
ela
idea. What if Grim could
com
start a petting zoo featuring these fluffy
é,
little
esse,
monsters?
esse,
They
requi-
said we could certainly
essa
increase the
questão, que era
stats,
tipo,
but how could we promote this
você vai
endeavor?
trabalhar
Surely we would
comigo,
need to warn some of the
mas eu vou
potential
ficar com
dangers.
80%, por
Or
exemplo,
do
ela
we?
fica com 20%.
No.
Are we warning them? We're not.
Ou então vai pra
How's
poupança
the
do
official cut?
Rosinho. O pano vai ser passado, ó. Tu já voltou, amiga, da aula? Ah, chegou na aula, né?
Scouting the perfection locate.
Pronto, a fica já tá pronta, meus amores.
As we speak, relationship gained with Grim.
Nice.
Is impressed by some initiative scouting the perfect location of
Okay,
the progress
so
as we speak.
that was fun.
Olha, a Dona Morte ficou
Let's see.
impressionada
We
com a
can
iniciativa da
also-
Summer.
I like scrying for lost souls. It's not an objective right now, but I'll do it because I think it's fun. I like the stories that pop up with these ones too.
Ó, esse
a lot.
Scry for Lost Souls não é no objetivo dela agora, mas ela vai botar pra fazer.
Wayward Souls.
A penseira ficou
Do you wanna
legal,
read
né?
it?
Sure. While gazing into the swirling vortex, Summer is able to see Waylon has some souls in his wares that have not been authorized by Grim. Should she send a coworker to the crypt and handle Waylon, or just let it go? This is like your source, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like my source.
Tem
I'm
uma
not gonna
pessoa
turn
que
it
Yeah,
tá
that's Richard Whalen.
guardando
I'm not gonna
umas
sit down. Let's
almas
let it go.
e ela não tem autorização da Dona Morte.
I need those souls. Summer decides
Olha que
to let
perturbação,
go,
aí
but Grim
disse
is
que ela ia
still amazed.
fazer.
Apparently, Grim places loyalty above all else.
É que nem o trabalho
Well, I wasn't
anônimo.
gonna tell on him.
Como assim é que nem o trabalho
So-
Soul
anônimo?
dealer.
Não,
Yeah.
esse trabalho
Oh,
aqui
this
da
is
Dona
the guy
Morte, não,
that
esse aqui
I
é que
have a
nem o
romance
médico,
with,
que
I don't
nem
know
policial. Você vai para
I
esse
guess he's a
local pra trabalhar,
coworker.
amiga.
Wow, scandalous.
Okay,
O
so we
portal
can
da
also
morte
plan
e a
our
penseira
reaping
igual.
schedules.
Sim, igualzinho do HP,
I'll just
né?
fast forward here just so we can get through everything in the
Você vem
live
pro local,
stream
amiga. É muito
today,
parecido
but
com a carreira de
there's a lot of
polícia.
fun stuff
Aí você
from,
viaja pros locais
looking
que
up
tem os
historical
incidentes, que teve gente
deaths to
morta.
other things
Você
you can do around
investiga
here.
uma coisa do
And I think
detetive
it's super
e
fun
você
to
rip as
explore.
souls
I
pra
only
pegar
did
as
some like
almas.
today.
Stickers. It's nice to do them again.
Ó, vai terminar em 1 hora. Each work. Será que ela pode estender? Extended.
But I still
Ah,
make
pode
good
estender
money.
também,
You
é.
make a lot of. Oh, yeah, you're rank 9.
Yeah. You make a lot of money. The souls business is a
Não, pra pegar os
lucrative
trabalhos é na
business.
penseira. Você clica na penseira pra procurar
I've
um
been planning
trabalho.
that when I
Era
get back
assim.
from work, we would plan a funeral for
Você
my mother.
Okay.
Você
So
clica
that
naquela
is my
penseirazinha
plan
ali.
here.
Aí tem Scry for
Let's go
Assignment, que em
ahead
português
and
eu não
do
sei como é que
that.
é. Mas é buscar um assignment, né? Uma tarefa pra
And
você
I
fazer
will
naquele
fix
dia de
my needs,
trabalho.
Just cheat it for the live stream.
Isso que ela tá no nível 9. Aí
And
diz que a do
then
nível
I will
9
also
é
check my
uma
daughter's
outra
needs really
experiência de
quick.
quando você tá no começo da carreira. É.
And send her downstairs. And then
Aí usando o
so
UIT.
you can plan a funeral on via the calendar or the phone. If you go here, you can scroll down at a funeral event. But my new favorite way you can do this is actually on the urn itself.
Ai,
I
tem
think
um
it's
ali,
really quick,
adicionar
and
eventos
it
de
also
funeral. Pronto, vai fazer o
puts in the sim
funeral.
from the urn as so it's a little bit
Olha,
quicker
o
to do.
sim que
Yeah.
partiu.
You want to tell us about planning funerals?
Yeah, so you can invite guests. You know, also have hired mourners, which I think is really fun. Personally,
Mourners,
when I
aquele povo que
die,
fica
I would
chorando,
hire
é.
a mourner, just a woman dressed in all black that carries a black
Ela
umbrella
usa
and wears
UI,
black
menina. Ninguém
sunglasses,
vive
so
sem,
stands by
não.
herself
Quem
in the
cria
rain,
conteúdo,
doesn't
então.
talk to anyone, so people think I live a very sordid and adventurous life.
Mourner, aquela é
He
a...
also set a guest attire, so a dress code, colors,
O
everything you
dress
expect
code que
there.
nem do casamento, né? O dress
And the
code, a
activities.
roupinha.
Yeah, and what are those highlighted ones being?
E as
The highlighted ones
atividades,
are
ó.
ones that her mother said that she wanted. You can see their desired activities from the departed. So in her will, her mother had said, I want all of these. So as a loving daughter, we will select the ones that her mother wanted and not the other ones as our activities
Porque a
for
menina,
this.
ela não botou, né, as
And
coisas que ela
then
queria no
sometimes the
testamento.
departed
É.
does show up. So
Tipo a
Yeah.
choradeira de
sure
velório,
she
né? A
likes
choradeira.
You
it.
can
And then
select any number of locations. There's a whole lot of locations you can have a funeral at.
Mm-hmm.
Ó,
we'll
tem
choose
muitos
this
locais que
one
você
here
pode
at
fazer um
home since I've
funeral,
already
viu?
planned and set up for it. And yeah,
Tem o
we
próprio
really wanted to give
cemitério, né,
people
se quiser.
flexibility to tell different stories with their funerals and their sims.
Tem muita
So,
possibilidade de
lots
criar
of
várias
options
histórias
there,
com
and
funerais, né?
these act a little bit more like a wake.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to characterize it. These are more of a wake where it's about kind of just hanging out and like commemorating the dead and helping each other grieve than it is like a formal, like everyone sits down for like the
Comemorar a
closing of the
morte.
casket and that kind of thing.
She's still in her work outfit, so I'm going to tell her to change into her party outfit, which is beautiful. I love
love
the
it.
sleeves on this
Ah,
one.
sim, então tudo a carreira.
I think it's so good.
Eu só coloco 3 coisas
Alright.
por vez, senão...
And I've already
Ah,
done a
senão
little
buga
bit of
tudo.
decorating around here.
Ah, que nem os
But as
casamentos, né?
people
Bora ver se
arrive, let's go
arrebugar,
ahead and
né?
click on this and let's just have a moment of silence. So people can
Olha,
arrive
momento
to
de
this moment of
silêncio.
silence. I invited some
É
ghosts.
triste e
So
bonito
this
ao
is
mesmo tempo.
actually
Achei que a EA
my
acertou no tom que
deceased
deu...
father.
Ah,
And
sim,
then
no
I
tom que deu pra
invited my
expansão,
deceased
né? É
husband. Oh, he's
verdade.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of my
A menina e a
coworkers.
Vandinha todos já tá a
Good
roupa da
turnout. Yeah, a
menina.
lot of people came.
Eita, me conviu, foi, gente, vai ter pra onde ser... Olha, gente,
So,
fica assim,
yeah, people are
olha.
coming. We're all having a moment of silence at the moment.
Vale, olha que tudo. Olha, gente, vai ficar assim, ó.
But we can also. Oh yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I love the memorial displays we added here.
Yes.
They're really
É
customizable.
memorial o nome dessa
We want
mesinha, ó,
this to be
memorial.
an
é.
open thing where you can tell the
Tem a
stories you wanna
dancinha,
tell about
amiga, tem a
specific
dancinha
sim.
nova.
So like, if the sim was perhaps a writer, you could put books on
É...
here if you wanted, or if they're into music, some CDs
O nome é
on
Dança
here.
Medonha, uma coisa
We
assim.
have 3 objects on
Dança
here.
Medonha.
So I just dedicated this display to Marie, and because this portrait was on here, it automatically updated with her picture. But I could also update it here and assign it to somebody different if I wanted. And it updates with a picture of them.
Ah,
Right
outra
before they
coisa, aí
died.
a
Yeah.
foto que
So
vai
if you change them
aparecer
as
da
a
pessoa
ghost,
que
this is what
morreu
Marie looked like.
é
and
a
she doesn't
foto
look like
dela
a
no
ghost
momento
here.
que ela,
So
antes de ela morrer,
it's
entendeu? O
really
momento
nice. So if I forgot to take
Yeah,
a picture
especially
of
if you
her,
forgot.
right before,
then I have one. You could also
o
slot in
momento
pictures from your wall.
logo
So if
antes
you like
dela
took
morrer,
an
entendeu?
actual
Vai,
picture
vai
with
ser
a
a foto que vai
camera,
aparecer no
you
funeral.
could put it in here, and I think it's
Ah,
just,
disse que eu
it's a
fui
wonderful
coisar em
way
inglês.
to memorialize your Sims.
My favorite thing is these messengers we add, these little mushroom fellas,
They're so sweet.
and you leave a little message, and the idea is they carry that message
Leave a
on to
message.
the afterlife for that person.
If you're into build
Boa
backpacks,
tarde,
I
Katie!
definitely
Quanto
read
tempo
that
como
one
você
because
tá,
it's
amiga?
super sweet and there's some
Aí a
fun
foto ficou
more with
bonita,
it.
né? Eu gostei.
There is also
Nem vai precisar
the
tirar foto.
urns, where you can now
Não vai
update which
precisar,
urn you wanna have
exatamente.
displayed.
Não vão precisar.
So, if I
Porque
wanted to
você,
put
a
it
pessoa
down
que
here on
morreu,
the
você já
floor,
vai,
I
já
could
vai aparecer
display
a carinha
as
dela
a
lá.
gravestone or an urn,
Exato, é verdade, amiga.
and I could choose whichever ones I wanted. So I
E
could
eu
choose
acho
to
que você
display it
pode
like
pegar
this.
esse
Sounds
retrato
bigger than
aí
I
e
thought
botar
it
em
was.
outros lugares.
Mhm.
Então já vai dar
I
pra
could
botar
choose to
na,
display
na,
like
no
this.
quartinho
And
da
this is part
Amélia.
of the base game update,
É,
that you can
acabou de
display
tirar
them as
foto.
whatever ones you have available. And then we also have this casket where if I wanted, I could even put... Oh, she's using it right now. She's lighting a candle for it.
Ah, tá,
I
tá.
could also put it in
Acendendo
the
uma
casket.
vela. Olha, bota a
And
velinha,
then
Zé.
she's in there, and now I can also place funerary drapes on it.
Yeah, I love putting things on top of it. I think it looks great.
It does. and then the flower spray tribute, so you can kind of customize how you
Olha
want
que
this
tudo,
to look.
customizar o caixão. E vamos customizar caixão.
We can also put it back. And then
Ah,
let's
é.
just make
Aqui
this
a gente não
urn look
costuma botar
like-
foto, não, né? No funeral é.
Okay, we'll do the
Já
vampire
aquele
ones
dia que
from
você
the
não pode
Vampires
falar, mas nós
expansion
devemos estar
pack.
atentos mesmo. É amanhã.
Yeah, we could do a eulogy.
Amanhã
So
is the
people will kind of be
day.
going around and
Tomorrow
mourning in
is
their own
the
way,
big day.
doing their own sort of thing.
Então
but
amanhã
there
à
are certain
tarde,
things, like
fiquem
eulogizing or the
atentos.
moment
É
of silence where they'll
amanhã.
come over and
Amanhã à
participate.
tarde, fiquem
Yeah, I like planting
atentos.
something,
E amanhã à
so
noite,
that's,
uma live também
recycling
especial.
life.
Atentos.
That's my favorite interaction.
já que é.
You go over here, you can plant something for them, and then you
Você
have
não
that
pode falar
object
mais
to
uma
remember
vez.
them by. You can pour one
Olha.
out. And even if you didn't select it, those are still available as interactions that you're able to do. These
Eu
are
achei
just sort of
legal
the
porque o negócio do
guide.
funeral,
it's more-
as
the-
pessoas
the
não precisam estar todo mundo
Gmail/Wix is more about
sentado, que
freeform
nem
storytelling.
um
Like, how do you
casamento,
wanna
né?
narrate this sim?
Então, por exemplo,
Yeah.
o momento de ficar todo mundo em silêncio, o pessoal fica
So,
sentado.
I also,
né?
while we're
O
here,
casamento é que dá
I
uma
wanted to
perturbação, que
work
tem que estar
on
todo
our
mundo
quest
sentado
that we
tal
have
hora, né?
going
Oh, yeah.
Acho que
Nyan.
o funeral não,
Or,
né?
tarot.
Where is he?
Atentes
Let's,
no YouTube.
focus camera.
No
He's in the
YouTube,
back.
é. E à
we
noite
can
normal,
show
YouTube,
these too.
YouTube e
So
Twitch.
we
é.
also have
Na live
these
também.
grave sites, which you can select
Ah,
on and
olha,
move
com as
on
informações dele.
gravestones and urns as well.
É, por isso que eu acho que pode, eu espero, né,
que
que tenha menos bugs, né?
And if I wanted, I could also.
Ó, você pode mudar, ó.
There's like a lot of different variant options for these. for what
Agora eu
they
fiquei
look like,
confuso.
too,
Isso daí
which is
é,
really nice.
o canto onde vai ser enterrado, né?
I clicked away. Just a second.
Esse negócio aí é
There
o
we go.
canto que vai ser enterrado, não é isso? Aí em
Yeah.
cima você botar
So those are
lápide.
super cool.
É tipo um agregado pra
tend them.
lápide, né?
More than whenever it's slotted in.
Ah, tá.
But sorry, like I
E aí
was
tem
saying,
o
I got
caixão, assim, que o
distracted.
caixão é antes de enterrar.
This is-
Entendi. Assim, que no,
Everyone
no
might
caso,
recognize the sim. This is Nyan Spectre.
Yeah,
He had a previous name. What was it?
I've only ever known them as Nyan. Okay, it's nervous.
This is previously nervous subject in the Sims 2 rendition.
tá aí, ó, do
But sort of
Decimir
like
2
a,
que vocês falaram esse dia,
pre-nervous,
gente, ó,
like,
confirmaram.
He was never given away. He's actually a
Pre-nervous.
teenage here. He's a teenager and lives with his mother Olive. So I'm not going to spoil too much, but he has an interesting birthmark.
How'd he get that?
Ó, ele tem uma
Yeah.
marca do Namor.
So really excited about this sim, and I'm already on a quest for him. It's one of our tarot quests. So I'm gonna go over here.
Ah, ela tem uma missão de
And-
tarô pra fazer com ele, olha.
I hope he'll just pop up, so I have to go look.
Ah, isso
but
porque o
let's go
tarô-
find him.
Ele é do The
Let's
Sims
stop
2, amiga. Era o
realizing.
sujeito
Where's he going?
nervoso, não parece.
Oh, he
O
might
nome
be
é uma
coming
coisa
to
assim. Eu não
you,
lembro dele lá.
Probably.
Mas é do The Sims 2. E aí ele tá no 4 e ele tem uma marca da Dona Morte. Que ele nasceu, ele é
Okay,
filho da
let's
Dona
report our
Morte.
findings on this quest to him. Okay, we don't have to go there anymore. I'm sorry.
Porque, Cid, não vai ter uma nova coleção pra você
So
completar
we're
no
gonna
jogo,
report
que é
our findings
das
on
cartas
this
de
quest. It
tarô?
was one that I've mostly completed already. I just haven't given it back to him.
Você precisa fazer algumas
And-
missões,
Tarot
dependendo
cards.
pra achar as
Father Winter?
cartas.
Yeah,
Tá aí, ó,
that
a
was
solta
the
carta.
Father Winter,
Então,
the
falar com
advocate
fulano
one.
de
You can see it's now
tal.
here in
Ir
our
atrás de não sei lugar de
inventory.
tal. Vai ser super
And
legal. Eu vou querer pegar todas
We
as
can actually
cartas.
ask him for a new quest to offer to help with favor. And the reason why I knew that he was somebody I could offer to help, we'll show in a moment, but this is the one I already completed. This is the other one. You want to read it?
Yeah, a strange or just strange. Grim is as mystifying as the baleful bog itself. But I am no fool. I know he'd be around
Agora,
more
isso
if he
aí
could.
é da
And he's got a
aspiração?
business to run.
Ou
Will
é
you do
do
me a
nada
favor?
mesmo?
Deliver this to him. It's our own
Orders,
inside joke.
Ah,
You
tem
never
tipo uma
know when
ordem,
death will
gente.
come.
É.
Funny, right? I hate that you made me read that.
I made you read it on purpose because I
Não,
knew
acho que
you
você
were
não
gonna
vai
make
ser
me read that.
taróloga,
I
amiga,
don't
mas
do
você
that,
vai ser assim, ó. Você vai poder usar as cartas
So
pra
we can pick up
poder
this quest to
interagir com as
do,
pessoas, tipo, fazer,
and
tirar
now
carta,
we
né?
will get another
Mas não
tarot
tem a
card when we
profissão
complete this
taróloga.
one.
Agora, eu
So,
não sei se
that
ganha
is
dinheiro,
exciting,
né, com isso,
but
isso é uma
if
coisa
you
pra ver,
ever
porque
are
se der
wanting
pra
to
ganhar
know
dinheiro,
who has
você
the
pode
tarot
fazer a sua
quest
profissão, né?
in each of
Mas
these
não
three
vai ser uma
neighborhoods,
profissão
I'll
mesmo,
just
entendeu?
teleport
É mais um
over here.
hobby, é.
Cheater.
Yep. So each of these, there are these tarot tomes. So you can go find them, you can go view them.
Ó, esses bichos aí é pra você começar a
And you can
missão
learn
das
about the
cartas de
Order of
tarô.
Lenore,
Pra
which
você
has
ir
some
atrás
very
dela.
fun lore,
E aí você
and
conhece a
I
ordem, ó,
really
que são os
enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a
NPCs
really in-depth
que
collection
conhecem
slash
sobre
kind
as
of
cartas de
quest line on
tarô.
this.
Mhm.
Ai, eu amei.
And these 4 Sims each have quests.
É,
you
vamos
can
ver
do.
se vai ganhar
There are
dinheiro ou
also
não.
other ways you can find tarot cards, but different from a lot of collections, there's a unique way to find each one.
Yeah, every card has a unique method of obtaining
Olha aí
it,
que
and
tudo, ó. Diferente das outras coleções,
we've done a really
cada
helpful
carta
thing
tem um
here.
método
We have a
diferente de
lot of
você
collections
conseguir
'cause we have all
achar elas.
packs.
Ah, eu sei
So
tudo!
with the tarot cards, when you
Mais legal
hover
que
over
do
here, it
urso
gives
choram
you
que nunca
hints if
fiz.
you don't have it.
Ah, eu
Yeah,
também!
since these are all cards are unique methods, you can get an
Eu
update
achei
of how you
tudo
might find
isso.
them through
Aí
this
tem duas
menu.
opções. Quando
Yeah,
você achar
and
todas
you
as
can see
cartas,
there
você
are
monta
a
um
lot of
deck.
I love the
O
art
deck
for
com
these.
todas
I
as
think we'll
cartas.
show
Aí
more
você
of this
consegue
later
tirar
when we get
tarô,
to
entendeu?
the
Tirar
web.
carta.
But Jessica,
Mas se você
what
quiser,
if
você
I
pode
wanted to
comprar
play
no
with
modo
tarot and
construção
I haven't
já
collected the tarot
o deck
collection yet?
completo. Mas é
Yeah,
mais
the
legal
tarot
você
collection
achar
is
as
quite a lot
cartas
to
para
get,
poder
but if you
depois
just want a
fazer a
basic tarot
linhagem.
deck to do some readings with, you can get from Build Buy directly.
Tá,
If
você
you
pode
do
comprar do modo compra se
the
quiser
collection, you
diretamente.
get a more advanced version that has some additional effects. But the basic tarot deck is totally purchasable.
So I think I
É,
have one right
exato.
here, the Bibbidi Basics Tarot deck.
Tá aí, ó,
And
o
I could
deck,
just
ó. Tá aí,
draw
ó.
a
Bora
nightly
ver se dá pra
reading
ganhar
if I
dinheiro.
wanted to.
Placing World.
So, but if I get the collection one here, I can create this in its own deck, and it has some magical interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, essa,
So,
essa é a coleção que ela
That's
mesma
very
fez. ó.
fun. Cups
Cups
reversed.
reversed.
Half full of emotions, but
Olha
empty
que
of the
tudo!
energy needed to process them. Your cup needs more time to equalize. Fill your needs. You can mop up after. Crying it out or using a voodoo doll is desired. So they kind of give you hints and like help you know what you should be doing to see the gameplay relating to these.
Yep.
Whenever it happens.
Ah, meu que lhe ajuda o que você
Alright.
pode estar fazendo depois, se
So,
você quiser
I
seguir,
also
né?
I love the art for these. I think that's one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah, like there's we'll show more when we get to the build section, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna show it off. There is a picture we can have all the art on it, so that's amazing.
They're all beautiful, and they're deep cuts of Sims lore.
We are still currently experiencing our funeral, and I think it's about the time that if Poppy, in around 4 hours, if she was going to develop a grief type, it would be happening.
Tá, e ela vai já
they
já
won't always.
They won't
entrar
I think
no
that is one of the
luto,
big
vai
things.
adquirir
It's a
dos
variety of
tipos de
different
luto.
reactions
A
and
menina, né?
impacts on Sims based on who they
Ai,
are.
gente!
Because I think making each Sim
Tá
feel a little bit
tudo,
more
não
unique in this
tá?
regard is really important for storytelling.
It's so creepy.
Será
if
que
you
vem
do it with
enjoar
the
em
fog.
4 dias?
I
O
was just
Passo
curious
a
if we get to
Vista,
see
a gente
those
demorou uma
swings
semana
soon.
pra enjoar, né? O Passo a Vista, será que esse aqui vai passar?
There's also this neighborhood. Oh, did you see it?
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
O quê?
So yeah, there's also a lot of ghosts here because this neighborhood in specific is very haunted. It's very thin.
Eles
on
estão
the
fazendo
veil.
oba-oba, é, no
And
balanço?
it's not like an afterlife neighborhood, but it's
Yeah.
So I think this is a great place for both living and deceased Sims
Ué.
to live.
Tem alguma coisa
Personally.
que lançaram, não lembro se
It's
foi do vídeo ou
fun,
foto, alguém
if
com
you're
uma
in
mesa
Wisconsin.
tirando tarô.
Mhm.
Sim, era no
Let's see
trailer, o
here.
primeiro trailer que
36
saiu.
minutes. And I think she has
É esse que a
around
gente que
2
vou ter que
hours
ver, né? Se dá pra
left.
você, tipo assim, tirar tarô para
So,
fulano
we'll
de
see if
tal.
she gets the grief type here.
Porque parecia que ela tinha uma mulher no centro, tirando a
But
carta,
I
e
was
duas pessoas do
also
lado, né?
planning on
Tem muitas
whenever
coisas que
people
explorar,
leave
parece
for
que tem
this
muita coisa pra
funeral, I'm gonna show you
fazer.
interactions
Boa,
that are on the
Divino, como você
graves,
tá,
but
amigo?
you have to have them not present to see it. So everyone should go away, please. Thank you for
Get out of
returning.
here.
Okay, so he left. So if I wanted now, we have a new interaction that helps you just play
Yeah.
ghosts quicker, which is add ghosts to household.
Yeah, we try to really ungate
Ah, você
getting
pode
a ghost
acrescentar a
into your
sua
Sims
família, né?
gameplay.
Dessa
As
maneira.
you guys probably have seen, you can now make them in cast directly, but you can also add them this method.
Pode
So
fazer no
let's just
caso
go
ou
ahead and
adicionar
add them to the
diretamente na
household
gameplay, assim, ó.
and see that Noelle is now a member of this house. And how's she doing?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Let's just see.
Eita, Tyler! Muito obrigada pelo
She haven't
membro
gotten this
aqui do
time.
YouTube, ó. Muito
Did she
obrigado,
hold it together?
Tyler.
I think she might have
Muito
held it
obrigado, viu,
together.
amigo? Boa tarde
So
para
yeah, like you won't
Tyler.
always get a grief, a grief outcome.
Yeah. So,
É, eles podem botar as
yep,
velhinhas,
I
né?
think she did
Tudo,
this
né?
time. But let's go ahead then and look at the next thing we were going to look at, which is killing off a sim.
Are you gonna
Killing off a
provoke
Sim,
this
ela vai
to
se
chaos? This is
matar,
a
ó.
bad idea.
Well, this is our new death.
Ah, vai
There's-
mostrar a nova
there's few
morte, que é a
different
morte
ways you
pelo
can die in this
povo.
pack. So the elder age, if you have life and death, you can die in your sleep
Mhm.
sometimes more gracefully than falling on the floor.
This one's a little more
Ó, e se
gracefully.
você foi idoso, você pode morrer
I
na
love this
cama,
one.
né? Que é outra morte
And then
nova. Quando
I'll
morre a Dona
call it the
Morte
next
já
one
vem,
whenever
ou
we
você
see it
escolhe se vai
later.
ser fantasma, a Dona Morte
It
levar.
almost killed us.
A Dona Morte chega, aí antes dela ceifar, você
A close encounter
escolhe.
with death.
Se você
You're
quer
on
ser-
my list, Summer.
Ah, já
You've been
morreu,
pushing
foi,
the
ó. Tá aí,
line,
já
living
morreu.
dangerously. Perhaps
Ai,
you
não
think
morreu
you're
ainda não,
immune
morreu
to
ainda não.
consequences of your actions.
Isso aí é por conta do
Perhaps you're
traço
brave,
dela,
or perhaps you're
perseguida
just
pela Dona
foolish.
Morte, ó.
But let me make this clear. You are on very, very thin ice. After your
Aí,
latest
peraí,
flash of
fala
death,
já,
I'll
amiga.
be keeping a
Quem tem
pretty
esse
close eye
traço,
on you,
perseguido
and
pela
if you
Dona
even
Morte,
think about
quando você
stepping one
morre,
toe
meio que
out of
você tem
line,
uma
I'll begin
chance
to
de não
collect your
morrer, sabe?
soul. I like you, Summer, but as you spend the next few days reeling from your near-death experience, you should know that you're on death's doorstep. It would be wise of you to be careful your next mistake.
Por isso que ela
won't be your
vive on the
last.
edge, que ela vive sempre no limite ali, quase,
It's
quase
very
morreu, a Dona
ominous
Morte,
pop-up.
ela tem mais uma
I think it's
chance.
so good. It makes me feel all like ugh, every
Also,
time it happens.
Grimm's fingernails.
Sim, então assim, aí quando a Dona Morte chega, vai aparecer três opções. Ou você ser um fantasma controlável, aí vai abrir o caso pra você
really,
ajeitar
like, I'm
ele, eu acho.
sorry. But
Não,
Summer's
você não
gonna
abre
say,
o caso
"You
não aí,
can't
não. É
scare
ou,
me."
ou
I'm sure
você ser um
this
controlável,
isn't
ou
a
você
bad
ser um
idea at
fantasma
all.
normal, que não vai controlar, ou
we're gonna
você
do it again.
reencarnar. Aí você escolhe uma família que
he
você
flew
quer
off.
ir, aí você faz
So
todo o caso.
you
Exactly,
can't
so-
kill
Boa
us at
tarde,
the
Rê, como
moment,
você tá,
but
amiga? Boa tarde pra
He'll come
Rê.
back, I'm sure.
Went off on a trip. I'm
Went
sure
off on a trip.
The crow has things to do, places to be, but it will come back in a moment.
We could show off.
É, aceitou.
He's a ghost, so we could show off some ghost stuff while we wait.
Ai, tá aí o negócio dos
Yeah. So
fantasmas.
this panel here is our new ghost mastery.
Yeah,
Panel in the
so-
Simology panel.
So ghosts are now a full occult, and that's a thing that players really wanted. As you use your ghost powers to cause emotional impacts on the living, you'll get points which let you basically level up your ghost powers. There's kind of a morality system of good
Ai,
and
eu aceito,
let's
tô
say
doido pra ver
malevolent
as
and
habilidades.
benevolent powers. So the more malevolent ones might be curses or scaring people. The benevolent
Tá,
ones
aí
would
você
be
pode
making people
seguir,
feel
né?
relief
Você
and
pode pegar dos
repairing
dois, não
things,
precisa
and
ser
there's
ou
also
só
neutral
bondoso ou
powers
só
if
maldoso.
you
Você
wanna
pode
do
escolher o que você
things like
quiser.
disable motor
Mas achei muito
brain,
legal
that
isso,
kind
né?
of thing.
Essa opção do
This one
pacote,
lets
porque
you
precisa agora na
teleport,
nossa
and this
do
one
house, ela tá
unlocks
cheia de conteúdo,
Transcendent
porque se
Woohoo.
morre já aparece.
Which lets you woohoo living sim as a
Ah, mas aí é
As it goes
aquele
in
código
an
lá, ele
object.
Yeah,
desativa
in
todas as
any object
pop-ups,
you
amiga. Ele vai
So
desativar ele
two
também, né?
ghosts can
Aquele código que a gente volta.
possess woohoo now in any object,
Ele
or
desativou todos os
almost any
pop-ups.
object within reason.
Mr.
There's a
Chaos is
lot of
back.
them. But a living in a ghost sim normally cannot possess woohoo, but if you have the transcendent woohoo, they can transcendent woohoo. So these two
Ah,
can woohoo. Transcendent woohoo with Summer. We're gonna select
daí
it.
fazer o Uhu
Exciting.
no Transcendent. Que aí é a relação, né, dos fantasmas
Okay.
com os...
Don't make food. I
Tá
want
aí,
you to
ó,
go do that.
a nova, né, a geladeirinha nova, né, ó.
Okay. So he's going to ask. Oh, that's from a different expansion pack, so ignore that.
Like, physical intimacy.
And okay. So they're going to do some transcendent woohoo here.
You can do this in so many objects. Like I said, we know what you're about.
Like
Mas
you
aí
can-
ela...
bookcase. See the TV.
Ai, aceitou
pretty sure
tudo,
almost
olha.
everyone
Ai, ela
possessed.
se transforma numa fantasma.
I love the audio for this. It's so like ghostly.
Eu achei
I
tão
was, doing
lindo,
some
né?
research
Assim,
getting
ó,
ready for
parece,
the stream and,
parece
playing
do
at
trailer
home,
do The
and,
Sims 2, vocês
they just
lembram?
use woohoo
Não
inside
dá
a
uma
TV
rodadinha
set,
assim
and,
quando se
My
beija?
girlfriend walked by. She's like, "What the heck is going on your screen?" It's like, "Don't worry about it. It's The Sims."
É porque eu acho que a decoração é
Just
tipo aquelas
some
casas dos antigamente, que era uma casa, casa tipo de luxo, tipo
This is how you
mansão,
avoid a warranty.
que é uns banheiros enormes, né? E não tem
Oh,
nada.
gosh.
Aí, ó, você vai poder
So,
fazer o
there's
boba em
this
vários
woohoo,
objetos, viu, gente?
there's the coffin
O boba
woohoo, and there's
esse
the crypt woohoo in
Transcendent
this
Uhu,
expansion.
né?
More woohoo than I expected in an expansion about
Uhu
death,
with
but
the
here we
ghost,
are.
what would it be like? Ó?
It's The Sims.
All right.
So she
Vale,
also
mulher,
has a
tu que
new
já que 4
interaction
o
on her
Charlie tem...
husband, or her ex-husband. She's now widowed,
Eita.
actually, which is new.
Yeah.
And now I can go here to our relationship, and I can actually choose to ask to stay married.
Yeah, this enables both stories because
Ah,
I think
tá
some
aí, ó.
players
Pedir
will
para
want to be widowed
permanecer
if
casado, aquele que a gente leu, que é do jogo
partner
base.
dies, and some players will want to tell the story of the love that lasts through death. So now you've got that option.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice touch. And let's go ahead and go here.
Permanecer
And
ca-
once again, let's
Ah,
try
será que já
to
terminou? E eu...
provoke Mr. Chaos.
Avancei aqui.
Challenge Grim to
Não
stay
terminou ainda, não.
alive.
Não, aqui a live tá
So
acontecendo ainda, ó.
I put some objects down. I put one from Growing Together, which is the hopscotch, and one for chess.
Okay, chess with the Grim Reaper, very iconic.
Yes.
Pops
Ó,
like
você
a Grim
pode
Reaper.
desafiar a Dona
Less
Morse
iconic, but I like the energy.
It's
pra pedir pra que a
my
pessoa não
favorite
seja
one.
morta.
There's a bunch of others, like there's the basketball. You can play basketball and stuff, but there's a bunch of
Vai,
other
pode
ones.
jogar
But this one
xadrez,
is
jogar
hilarious
basquete.
to
Quem
me
ganha,
because
se
he
você
doesn't
ganhar,
have feet,
a Dona
and
Morse
so
não
you
leva.
go do it, and he's just like cheating.
Grim is very good at games.
He is. It's not very likely that you'll beat him, but I want her to die, so I'm not going to challenge him. But because who knows? Maybe Noelle's got game. We'll see, or we won't see, because I don't want to find out.
Oh, Poppy.
So
Life comes at you fast.
It
Death comes
does.
at you faster.
Poor Poppy. Poppy's like, I just got over my grandma. Really?
Desculpa pela sua perda.
Well, you got two
Perda,
ghost
perda,
parents.
perda,
You'll be
perda,
fine.
perda.
Yeah. So this is an updated menu here. This is
Tá
part
aí,
of-
ó,
well, This
morreu.
is actually part
Aí ela
base game update,
ceifou,
part
na verdade,
life
agora
and
você
death.
faz.
Yeah.
Aí
So,
você escolhe
wanna
se
talk about it?
tornar um
Yeah, so
fantasma
playable ghosts.
jogável,
If you want to just continue
fantasma
playing
solto
as
na
a ghost,
buraqueira
now
que
you
você
just
não vai
still play
jogar
ghosts.
ou
We made it a
reencarnar.
lot easier to become a ghost and get ghosts in your gameplay. If you don't want to control the sim, you can have them become a free roaming ghost.
Free
And then
roaming
if you've
ghost.
unlocked it, you can also do rebirth, which I think we're gonna dive into a little bit later. Or-
Yeah, we're gonna do it through gameplay.
Okay.
So you can choose it right now, but if you also want to do your unfinished business first, you probably want to stick around as a playable ghost.
Yeah.
So we're gonna become a playable ghost.
Ai, se você não quiser reencarnar nessa hora, e você quiser se tornar Welcome to the Afterlife Song. E você quiser se tornar um fantasma para concluir a sua jornada da alma,
Now
da
it becomes
vida,
unfinished business.
porque ó,
And you
aquelas
complete
aquelas
this
duas
all the
últimos,
way.
aqueles
You
dois
get the
últimos
ability to
ícones,
to rebirth
você só consegue
as,
completar se
a
você
burning
for
soul, which
fantasma.
is, a very
Aí você
powerful
pode
trait.
ficar como fantasma, você
I'll tell you more
completa a
about it
sua
when we get to that part.
jornada.
Yeah, definitely.
E depois você
And
pode ir
then
lá
also
naquele
just for
lago,
fun,
lembra aquele
since
lago
the
todo
base game
brilhoso,
update, we
roxo?
updated the need
Aí lá você
so
pode
that
botar pra
they
reencarnar.
have
Então você pode
new
fazer isso, é.
gear style. Like,
Yeah, this is a small thing, but I know players wanted it. Just make it more sense.
Gente, não tem muita gameplay.
A bladder
Gente, tem uma
Another
infinidade de
awesome
gameplays
thing.
pra você fazer.
That's cute.
I think so. That's
Ah,
really
eu queria tanto
sweet.
que a gente não enjoasse em uma semana, né?
Don't trust him. No, wait. She is his kid.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Porque eu passo uma vez, acho que com uma semana
Okay, so another thing you
enjoou.
can do with life and death is you can set ghost color. So you see that she just became happy, so she
Ah,
became
tá,
green.
ó, mudar
So
a
by
cor,
default,
gente, ó, da cor que
ghosts
você
follow
quiser.
their mood.
Right.
But we added this, so if you don't want to have a
Se
mood-based
você não
color, you
quer,
can choose
quer
a color
que
and they'll
você não
just stay
quer
that
quiser
color.
My
all the
ghost
time.
que a
always be
cor
pink,
mude de
obviously.
acordo com o
Yes, I like the
mood,
pink
você
one
pode
too.
escolher uma
Yeah.
cor fixa pro seu
I think in real
fantasma.
life, I'm not sure if I want to be pink, but
Eu amo
I
essa,
love
essa
this look on a
rosa,
ghost.
roxa.
So let's go
Ah, eu acho
ahead
que
and
passou uma
go
vez uma
show
semana nesse
off
jogo, né?
Rebirth
Pois
really
é.
quick. To do that, we are going to have to
To the
travel.
afterlife.
Mas eu gosto muito
Yeah.
dele,
To the
mas
Beautiful
assim,
Bog.
de ter
To the
novidade pra
Beautiful
PC.
So we can check
bom.
out this map a little bit later,
Ah.
but we are going to go here to Club Eternity, to the nightclub.
Ela vai pro
I love
Night
me a ghostly
Club.
nightclub.
Acho que agora que ela vai
I do
mostrar a
too.
dança nova.
Place
Especially this
looks
one.
classy. Looks bougie.
I feel like that's one of the things you're most excited about at the beginning of this pack. Was
I
you're like,
love a good club.
yeah.
Olha,
In real life
ama a
audiences.
boate.
This one's a
Ama
cool
uma
looking
outra
one.
boate, uma boa boate.
The builders did amazing. All right, so
Olha,
This is-
demorou
it
uns
is
8
gorgeous.
segundos.
this is Club Eternity.
Vocês
I
aceitam
love it.
The
tudo.
Lots of ghosts
wallpaper
come here.
is so good.
Like with the little
Ai, eu achei
booths,
muito bem
like,
feito, né? Pra
Classic
vibe.
place.
Olha aí, gente.
This
Tem
is
uns,
the kind of
tem
place
uns
as a password to
lounges.
enter
Dá pra sentar naquelas cadeiras ali?
in real life.
Tem uns
So let's
lounges,
go over
viu?
here.
O
We
rei
can
do,
check
o
this
rei
out
do
more
camarote.
later
Os
during the
camarotes.
world overview section, but you can have an out-of-body experience.
Yeah,
This
you
is
wanna-
the Baleful Bog.
If you want to play with death, as it were.
É, aí se você quiser jogar como fantasma, mas não quer matar o
You
seu
can't do it right now
sim,
'cause I'm
você
already
pode
a ghost.
ter uma experiência extracorpórea.
If you
Você
do
clica
it
nesse
too much,
lago
that's
e
one of the
você se
ways
transforma
you
no
can die.
fantasma.
Yep.
Yep. We also
Olha, tem
have
muita coisa pra
our
conhecer, né?
ghostly cow pit
Oh,
here. Percival the
Percival,
patient.
is that what we named it?
And you can get these 3 satisfaction points in the reward store. So if you wanted to get your own ghostly cow plant, that's how you can get it.
And Ghost.
So-
Ah, tá.
She's still.
Gente, eu tô aqui,
coming
diz que
over
4h30
here.
o Charlie e eu tenho
I love this
Eu
Eu
neighborhood.
tenho que pegar
Here.
o Uber, viu?
We are going to
E eu
experience
falei que essa live hoje foi muito
So,
tarde, né?
we
Foi
tell her to
ó.
go on
Foi muito
out.
tarde. Gente, muito obrigada que ficou com isso até agora.
This is a
Esse
really
restinho,
exciting
vamos ver se
feature,
mais tarde
for
lá a gente
me.
assiste, tá? Se mais tarde, antes de começar o Quiet Place, a gente termina de assistir mais tarde, pode ser? Isso, mais tarde a gente termina. Então a gente assistiu até É quanto tempo de live? Nem sei. Parina. 1h12 de live. E eu acho que eles ainda vão mostrar o modo construção, build, então ainda vai demorar muito, Muito obrigada, meus amores. Quem ficou com a gente até agora, ótima tarde. Eu não sei se 18 horas em ponto a gente vai começar, porque eu vou estar na consulta com o Charlie. Se for ligeiro e chegar em casa 18, ok. Se eu demorar um pouquinho é por conta disso, tá? Beijo grande, bons descansos e até mais tarde, 18 horas. Tchau. Vai.